The song's a banger too.
She can't forget it. She drives the same car in the same town. I heard she got a couple kids now. My first ever lover, not like the others. Lit was my favorite band, so he sang me a cover. And I got the mixtape in an old drawer. What do I keep it for? Now it's another damn day and another diagnosis. You get used to the pain when you get my kind of hopeless. You drown in the weight of it all. When you're down and there's nowhere to fall. And now echoes on the radio takes me back to 15 years ago. I'm just a small town kid with no regrets, 'cause I ain't dropped out of uni yet. And my brother is still in my life. Ain't lost nobody to suicide. Take me back, I fucking hate it. Those days were uncomplicated. Dysfunctional family, but I didn't know it. My dad had some feelings, but he couldn't show it. I buried my heart in empathy, but she's my worst enemy. Now it's another damn day and another diagnosis. You get used to the pain when you get my kind of hopeless. You drown in the weight of it all. When you're down and there's no one to call. And now echoes on the radio takes me back to 15 years ago. I'm just a small town kid with no regrets, 'cause I ain't dropped out of uni yet. And my brother is still in my life. Ain't lost nobody to suicide. Take me back, I fucking hate it. Those days were uncomplicated. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uncomplicated. Yeah, yeah. Those days were uncomplicated. Yeah, 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 yeah. Take me back, I fucking hate it. Those days were uncomplicated.
Hey yo. All right. Hello, Court.
Gavna.
Hello, Governor.
Oh, it's Sterling. He has like a plethora of like
The pop
you
punk
said
bangers.
I was gonna say those ones that you have of like the Disney ones. Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh. Those hit. Just saying.
Yo, like the Disney songs themselves slap so hard from just growing up, and then you put like throw some fucking tasty riffs in there, and shit. Oh, Court, would you like to tell them the name of our podcast?
Oops. I just exit out at her. So you guys, we finally actually maybe minutes ago came up with a name of our podcast. See, I don't even remember it because it's that new.
Let's get mental.
Sorry guys. My brain I literally
We-
forget so fast.
We literally just had like a list about 6 minutes ago, and then fucking just minutes ago came up with this name. So we're doing Let's Get Mental with Court and Cap.
Literally. Let's get mental. I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Did you find it?
And I think we have some good topics again tonight.
Yeah.
So our main topic, however, is going to be of streaming and of how it is perceived as not a job.
Yeah.
By a lot of people. Even though I mean, me personally, when I had my job before, I didn't see this as an actual job. I saw it as a something to do on the side, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And it just I I could never get past people also sending money as, like a sub or stuff like that, because it's in your brain like you're not working for it.
Right.
But in reality, as I think that this was such a good it was a blessing and a curse, but a blessing because um I'm able to see it now as, yes, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's it it helps so much, like on off times, leveling up in your guns or whatever for your games and stuff. That's you're you're making it a job.
Yeah.
You're doing stuff off stream so that way you can have the good stuff for your stream, if that makes sense. I used to
Yeah,
feel so bad.
absolutely.
Yeah, I used to feel so bad for gaming off of stream because you're not streaming for anyone, You're not,
Mhm.
it's, but and I would just feel like they would just think like you're just playing a game.
Yeah.
It's just for fun. But
I feel that like so hard when it comes to like, I like those MMO type games and the leveling, looting and all that stuff. So Diablo Resurrected came out, and it was one game that like I really wanted to put some time in, but the game is boring as fuck in the beginning. Like when you're not at the point where you're like picking up good items, and like everybody's watching for that next piece of loot that you're getting. So
Yeah.
in your first like 40 levels of the game, it's boring as shit. It's like you're just doing so. I tell my wife, I'm like, I gotta go 10 hours tonight and get my guy to this level so that next, my next stream, I can do this thing. And she'll be like, yeah, no, absolutely, do what you gotta do. It's
Yeah.
hard because I have tried to train my brain now to go, this is a job, and you have to look at it as a job. So like sometimes you got to do overtime, and like unpaid overtime. It happens. So once you start, like you said, you feel guilty in the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
I'm playing these games and I should be doing something else. I should be doing this or but that the quality of your product is going to be a better product if you put the hard time in right now on it and make it better for people. And that's what you do that. And it's still a mental back and forth all the time. You talked about making money doing this. It's still a mind fuck. I'll tell you, it's way more understanding now, seeing so many people out there doing it. Like the industry has gotten so large that it's almost, if you're not accepting it, you're really just being ignorant at this point.
Yeah.
But that feeling it never changes. Like you see, I swear when I say this, and I'm not even fucking joking, when someone sends me 5 bits, I get excited. Like,
Same.
just because like that sound that happens, that fucking like you see the little emotes come up, like shit, it brings a vibe. It's 5 cents, right? We don't like it because it's a shitload of money that didn't pay my fucking bills. It's a gesture that makes me super happy and excited, and just smashes energy back into the stream real quick.
Wait.
It's a good time.
5 cents more that you didn't have. if
Right.
that makes sense.
I
Yeah.
knew this motherfucker. Jesse with the 5 banger.
When I worked doing hair, yes, we get paid hourly, for but you also made tips.
Yeah.
So I had someone say, they gave me like 50 cents and was like, this is all I have. But you did such a great job, and I'm just so thankful. And I was like, I was thankful that you gave me what you had left. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even have to. You can keep it. But
Yeah.
still, it's the fact that, they were just like, you did a really good job, and this is all I have.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. Like that was 50 cents more than what I had before, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's that thought of that person that they thought of you enough. You're like, I'm gonna do, instead of taking this and putting it away or doing something else with it, they thought of you and they're like, yo, you get this.
Yes.
You know. Also,
exactly.
those poor should tip you more. No.
Well, let me just say that we I lived in a college town, so a lot of college kids, they'll tip you $2 and $3
and an ice house. Like, it's $2 on a natty light. Like, let's go.
Exactly.
I would be so, I did electrical with my dad growing up, and we had a lot of people that just couldn't afford stuff. So like, for instance, there was this one lady, she had an aluminum wire running from her dryer to her panel, which you can't do. It's out of code because of how hot the aluminum wires can get.
Yeah.
She could not afford it. But we had some extra wire we took off another job that was scrap, and it was the type of wire we needed to use. So we hooked her up, and she was so thankful and everything. And like, she tipped us with like a bottle, you know. Like, it's like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? You know how cool that feels? There was a guy from a church. We were doing a roof for this dude's house. He tipped us with gender reveal toothbrushes. Blue and red toothbrushes. Now, when I was 20, so I was a little fuck, you know. So I'm like, this old piece of shit. We just put a free roof on his house, and he tipped us with fucking toothbrushes. Now, as like an adult, you look back and you go, that dude looked around his house and was like, what can I give away? And like, that's what he had. Now, I would have loved to go deeper into how these became. Like, how did he get all of these toothbrushes? But we just said thank you and walked away.
No. Sorry, I'm doing a story right now saying we're live on Twitch right now.
Oh yeah, send it. Absolutely.
Sorry.
Aluminium, Jamie.
I think he said something too.
The majority of times, people don't care what games you play. They're here to chat with a streamer and interact. The amount of times I sat in lives, I'm not even interested in the game, but I'll have a conversation with the streamer. Yeah, that's how I am in my own streams. Absolutely. Like, I'm like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if you play a game for 10 fucking hours, like, the last part of that, the streamer's going, fuck this game.
Oh man, yes. All right, there we go.
Gamies are massive. Yep. Even celebrities. Fucking Ronda Rousey. Always somebody coming in with a goddamn Ronda Rousey here. There's other people that are famous that stream, everybody. Said that trash bag.
She literally does, what did I see her playing the day before? I saw
Sleeping Simulator?
No, I can't remember what it was called, but she was live, and I just was just curious. So I went in there and kind of watched her for a little bit. Now, I will say I lived in Austin at one time.
Yeah.
And I used to smoke cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes for 2 years. They were so disgusting. But I still did it because everybody was cool.
Oh,
It's
duh.
cool. It's cool, right?
Fucking
So
super,
cool, even though they're fucking
super cool.
disgusting. And I was never really hooked. It was more of the look at him. It was more it was more of the action.
Just kidding.
I
It's
guess.
a CBD cigarette.
Nice. I actually know those. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I used to do the vape CBD.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whenever there's a lot of people that were homeless.
Yeah.
So I would literally, if I had like like apples or oranges. I'd even give him my cigarettes. I was like,
Yeah.
"Here, bro. I know,
Yeah,
like
like
light it for him, and whatever." And I used to play it. I used to work at Papa John's, and you'd see the guys diving in the dumpster
oh yeah,
to get the pizzas.
yep,
And I would feel so terrible. So at night, like whenever we would have leftover pizzas, I would literally like give them to the guys or whatever. Whenever they would come up, I would just give them to them instead of throwing them away. I mean, some people never went in there and grabbed them,
yeah, yep.
And so I just thought that was I know that was way off of
Just
No.
doing the nice things though, like that's
Yeah.
what it is, doing the nice things. And I saw something today where you're a part of some of these groups for a certain reason on Facebook, and then every group has been just turning political, and it's annoying. Like I joined you because it's super funny. So this topic was Elon Musk, and somebody made a comment to me because he said something about the government doesn't make any money. That's all taxpayers' money. We just get tricked into thinking that the government has money, right? And then everyone's shitting on Elon Musk there. And all I said in the comments was like, "Yo, he's not the only person that's ever said this. Whether you dislike or like the guy, the statement he said has been said many times by many people, all the way going back to George fucking Washington, the guy who started this country." So I'm like, let's calm down. And then the lady goes, he donated $500,000 to ACLU or ALCU, whatever it is, and it's not even a drop in a bucket for him. I go, why are you fucking mad? Could you imagine having so much money that you could give $500,000 away to somebody who needed it and not even feel it? Like, holy fuck, that's a cool feeling. Like, we're finding such weird shit to be mad about. Like, yo, you just came back to me with dude donated a lot of money to something, and as that was a fucking diss. Like, ho shit. Oh, he did nice things. Now, whatever intention it was, lower taxes, I don't care. They got $500,000. Like,
I mean, like, from playing a game to watching you dirty English woman.
oh, when I was watching the case
Oh.
cooking,
Yeah.
by far my fucking, if I could react to videos for 5 days a week, I would. I'd be the laziest. I wouldn't even get up. I would just like roll out of my bed and hit the go live button and be like, now we're reacting to this shit today.
I mean, are you gonna send us both wet wipes? Because I only have one package left. So are you for sure on that, Chris?
I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure I'm at the same level because I haven't got any of the $5 Shave Club sent in a while because I haven't needed razors, which means I haven't gotten any news. Oh, I lied. I just got a 4-pack of Preparation H wipes. Phenomenal. Just saying, even if you don't have hemorrhoids, they're really, really nice wipes. Expensive, but they're very nice.
Well, at least it don't stink.
Nope.
It's with the people I chill with. She plays. I'm there to support her. Same with Bean, Jolene, and everyone. I will say Sterling is actually every time I raid someone or someone like close I play games with or something like that, I literally see him.
Yep.
Chilling in there, and he'll sit in my chat. Like if he's not working, he's in there.
Yep.
It's just one of those
I
things.
love that shit. I love that.
Yeah.
When you leave a lurk up too, like, I leave the office, I leave the lurk up in the one I raided, go fucking eat, come back, and when you see somebody who came from your chat talking to the streamer and shit, you're like, yes, because like that feeling on the receiving end, like Sterling, period. He's one, like that's just a really good feeling seeing familiar names coming from other people and they stuck around and chilled and chatted with you. It's like ooh, right here in the chesticles. Ooh.
It's like it's living outrageous at the moment. I would say everything has gone up here as well. I know groceries have gone up. Um,
Yeah, it's
someone,
insane. Monthly bills have risen. Yeah, absolutely. It's fucking insane. Oh, and yeah, that's like that's another thing. It's like everything is getting more expensive, so it's getting tighter and tighter to be able to do those things for people. So it's like one of those things on the streamers end. It's hard because like you rely on this shit as income, but
Yeah.
it's not coming in because everybody's hurting right now. So you can literally just feel the trickle down effect of fucking economics like in your shit, like just like that.
Yeah.
Because and that's how it happens. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep. You're right
Cap.
on there with that one.
What's
I
rent around me?
know,
1,400.
The other
Go ahead.
day, and I was well behaved and kept my swearing down to. Oh yeah, I told him before because we played on Harley's stream. So before
Oh shit.
I invited him in. I said, J-May, J-May,
Jamie.
listen, we on Harley's stream. Please do not say any of the words that are okay in the UK, but not okay
Yeah.
in the US. And he was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
And because I can't barely understand what he says sometimes, and all I hear is, you know, his proper English. So all I hear is I
Yeah.
don't know. Sometimes he's like, he's right over there in the bin, mate. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
What the fuck?
What did you
What?
say? Where is he at?
Come here. Come here. What? Not you.
Cat-
Sorry.
What? I bet it's high. All the people I watch on Twitch are because of Court. Showed some awesome people with
I'll be
her.
right back. I
right?
gotta
And
see
they're
her room.
cool. No, go ahead. I'll Marids and their people show cool people. It's nice. I mean, I feel like I would never send you to someone that I don't believe is a good person, or you know, I hope that all of us streamers are great people, and everyone that I have met so far have been great people.
Oh no.
Um, some not, but I mean, most of them, the majority of them that I come across are. There are the
It's
few
definitely
that I-
99%. Yeah, it's
I-
definitely like 99% of good people.
and it's I feel a lot of times too it's a lot of disagreements, a lot of, because there's so many people around the world that we're playing with, so everybody has different views, everybody's you know, grown up differently, some
Yep.
are more socially, have more social anxiety and more, you know, everything, so you have to kind of know what to say and what not to say, or you know, just try to,
Yeah.
it's because people are different.
Yep.
And some people you mesh with, and then some people you're just like,
And you know what? And that's okay to not mesh with people. Like
exactly.
there's this thing that I see happening all the time, and I've been doing some little lurks and a lot of streams here and there, like left and right. I try to give 10 minutes because you can get a good grasp in 10 minutes. I'll send a message, see how long the response is back. You know, how long does it take for them to look at chat? Just doing little things like little research things, you know, when you pop in a new streamer's room. And then if they're playing with somebody, you've got to realize when you're playing with somebody who's live, or you're co-streaming and you're both live, that you're 50% of their stream regardless. Like
Yeah.
you coming through is 50%. You could love me as a streamer but not like the person I'm playing with, and then the views fucking plummet. On the
Yeah.
flip side, you could be streaming with somebody you jive with and you mesh with, and the views on both streams are killing it because
Yep.
everything goes. So don't force those relationships in gaming. It doesn't have to be just as hey, you do this, so we should do this together. No, some people just don't fucking game well together. It's just the way it is. and it's okay to not mesh on that stream. But when you try to just keep forcing it, that's the tough part. Is like, hey, clear this shit ain't working. Like this ain't working here.
Yeah, so I try to see off stream. You know, sometimes if we're playing Warzone How, or sometimes I know one time I had to mute a kid. I didn't know he was a kid, and I have an 18 plus, on my stream. But it was somebody had invited them to play, and I was like, okay, cool, because we needed a fourth, and I was like,
Yeah.
cool. And so I'm like talking and stuff, and saying, STDs and stuff like that. You need to go have it checked, and all that stuff, right? And that's just not something you can talk about it with them, but it's educational. It's not like, like
Right. Like, I don't
So-
want to be responsible for that fucking conversation.
exactly. So as soon as he was like, no, yo, I'm 16 years old, and I was like, mute.
Yeah.
I muted him like right away, and I wasn't really jiving with him either, because
Right.
he was I don't mind like some coaching, especially if I know you. If you're gonna coach me on like, hey, there's a person over there, or da da da
Yeah.
da. But if you're like constantly like telling me what to do, I'm gonna
Oh
mute
my
you regardless.
gosh.
Or
You're
if I'm
not
at the
fucking
last
kidding.
circle and you're talking about like the time you went poop in the back room and it's all over the floor or something, like I'm gonna mute you because I gotta concentrate not on poop.
Right. Right. No, that's a big one for me. It's like, I like advice. Don't backseat drive my game. Like,
Yeah.
don't. I love like hey, when I play this character, I do this or something like that. Like, you can do that all day, but holy shit, when you got somebody that like, who the one that just blows at the game, but is like, I'm the best ever and didn't lose any games all day, and now you came and now I'm losing everything. Like, nah, you fucking liar. Like, I just finally started getting into like a competitive gameplay with Evil Dead. Evil Dead's my calling.
Nice.
But now I'm starting to get the Dead by Daylight the fucking vibes in the chest, like where if shit doesn't start happening when I want it to happen, I start throwing a little hissy fit. I got off stream last night because I did like 10 hours yesterday, and we streamed for Batman's birthday, and then I was playing with Lou and his friend. And by the end of it, I had gotten cranky. We had lost like 6 games in a row. I had won all day, won all fucking day. And then we're just getting spanked. Not like little spanked, like just getting, like it just happening. And I could feel myself getting so I'm like, I'm going to go eat. I've been doing this all day. I'm done. I love you guys. I'll see you. I get off stream. I go up, I talk to my wife, and I go, I think I'm just really hard to play with. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I just,
Aggressive.
yeah, it's got to be me because I have a high standard now. Like, I have a high standard of not the game itself, but how the stream is going. Like, I've gotten to the point where if something is off, that's all I can focus on. I can't even talk, So it was funny. Batman's mouse was clicking like crazy. So I just sent him a message. I'm like, Batty, yo, can you drop a toggle mute on or something? Because it's clicking. No big deal, Happy birthday. And come to find out, in Discord, he's got his threshold set so it can pick up fucking New York City from Oklahoma. So it wasn't even like an issue. He just had his settings wrong. He clicked that thing and boom, it was all gone. All the background noise is gone. I'm like, dude, this has been going on for like months. And that's all you needed to do. Click.
Probably nobody told him.
Nope. And we didn't know. No, I didn't even know that setting. Lou found it. And then I came back from going to the bathroom, and then Bat had it on. He goes, hey, can you hear my clicking? I'm like, nah. He goes, I fixed it. Because like the AC was going, you could hear it all. And then instantly after that, like, it's cool. He didn't even have to worry about shit. Like, with the button thing, everything was fucking cool. But that whole time, my ears, all I can hear is the clicking, and I couldn't even focus on anything else. I was just like click, 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 click.
100%. I hear you. I never, well, I'm not gonna say never, because I was always competitive when it came to COD. I just let a lot of things just slide because it's a game, but it does frustrate me.
There's definitely off-stream sweat competitive though versus on-stream, right? Is a different vibe.
I will tell you, I am sweatier off stream than I am on, because I'm focusing more on like chat and all of that. So, you know, it and sometimes now too, I'll say, hey, hang on one second. We're in a hairy situation right now. I'll get right back to you. I promise, chat. I promise. We will.
Same.
Here's Jamie. He said his lad, 4 years since I worked with and played football with, committed suicide. He was 24 years old and his mental health got too much for him. I'm okay with it now because I know he's in a better place. Partner wouldn't let me see his daughter and it got too much for him. Went out on a night out and they found him in a phone box. Ooh.
That's like those red things that like payphones, right? Phone box?
Like the Doctor Who?
Yeah.
That's what I think about when he said phone box.
Yep.
Like, yes, red one.
That's exactly it.
So sorry, Jamie. I know, like,
That
I've
sucks.
never, well, actually, I have had some one close to me, kind of close to me, commit suicide. He was bullied a lot, and go ahead, you can take care of it. And he literally could not take it anymore, and he yeah. I know it sucks that you're but just know, yes, he is in a better place. He is in a better place. A lot of times we can't help you know, our thoughts and everything. But I just want to say, like, if you are in a bad place, there is a lot of help that you can you know, you just, a lot of times people can't talk to those people on the phones. You know what I mean? They're like, you know, they're not, a lot of times they're not going to call a helpline or stuff like that. They're just going to do it. Or if they do call someone, thank God, you know, you can be the one to be like, hey, you know, I don't know your situation, because sometimes talking is not going to help them. Just knowing that someone is there with you is enough for some, you know?
Yeah.
Just let them talk. Let them talk.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, you can listen. Don't say anything unless, you know, they're like, hey, what do you think?
Yep.
But definitely let them talk, and because they need that. They need to talk it out.
One thing that I've been saying lately when these conversations and stuff come up that I think has been very helpful is I say this statement. I said, do you want me to be a listening friend or do you want advice?
Right.
Because there's times where I'm not fucking talking to you to get you to agree with me. I don't care if you agree with me. I just need your ear, and I just need somebody that I trust to get the shit off my chest. It could literally be me just being a fucking absolute baby back bitch, just complaining about shit, and I went all day penting it up and I just couldn't let it go. And then bam, I need that Fred. Whip's been that guy for me. You've been that lady for me. Like, because it's just, and then instantly after that, I'm calmer. I just feel good. And then there's times where, hey, yo, I need an advice friend, and I need you to let me know if I'm fucking up or not, or if I need, you know, that's the other way too. That's I think it's really important in the beginning of the conversation to get that out. Do you want me to respond or do you want me to just listen? Because I can do either or, that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with that. I never thought about it to say, do you want advice? Because I was always like, for me personally, it was just like, let me just talk, because right now I'm like deeply in my feelings,
Yep.
and I don't know how to, especially now, um, that my talking has definitely not as good as it used to be. So uh me talking to someone, I'm like, I know I'm going to talk to you, and it's gonna sound like that kid that is saying, "Have you ever had a dream? Have you have you ever had a dream that that kid?" That's me. So I know it's gonna be like that, and so sometimes I just feel frustrated and I just type it out. But um, I sometimes I just that's one thing that plays in my mind too, is dealing with the new me.
Yeah. Yep.
And um I have to learn um uh, new ways of
New
doing.
strategies. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm playing a game, or if I'm like talking passionate about something, I'm like, I can talk perfect.
Yeah.
But if I'm having to think about what I'm gonna say, it's like, but that's all, folks. You know?
You know, but that's the automatic. So that's how you know that your brain is still a powerful muscle. You know, it's still doing its thing, because when you go to autonomous speaking, when you're just letting it fly, just emotion, no filter, you, there's no issue, because the brain's just happening. As soon as you start putting roadblocks in front of your brain by focusing on what you're doing, that's when it's like, oh shit, I have a problem. And then it starts, you know,
Yeah.
the switch happens a little bit.
Right.
But I think, I mean, yeah, obviously more so, because what happened to you, it sees in you. But I think it's just an exasperated thing that happens to everybody. Yours is just noticeable.
Yeah.
I think everybody can. I mean, I think you still had the same brain stoppage, like blocks before, just not to
Yeah.
this extent, right? So
Right.
it's just a more extreme version. And
Yeah.
the more passionate you get, the more the muscles getting worked out, the more everything's going. I mean, you're a million times different from December, you know, and before. It's crazy. It's so that's just hope that it's gonna keep getting better.
Yeah. It's because I work on it. I don't sorry. Dallas, shut your mouth. And I exercise. I still talk to people at nighttime. I read.
Yep.
Like, doing the whole reading comments and everything actually helps me. Believe it or
I
not.
was gonna say, I think I wish you had got back to streaming sooner, just for the now you can see the progress you've got from it. The previous, I understand the fear. I get that part, but now knowing like how much it's beneficial, it's like fuck.
100%. Jamie's stupid. Hard
He's
to
so
play with.
fucking stupid.
And last week, so I got back on. Hey, Ghosty. So if we play off stream, Miss Court, you will carry us. No, you carry us, Superman. So I'm 13 years old, taking their own lives. I guess should be pushed to the brink of not wanting to be here anymore.
Yeah.
I 100% think that as well. I know, because a lot of kids are bullied.
And we've done this. Like,
Yeah.
adults have done this. We're the problem. Like, we
yeah.
have fucking created this.
I was younger, however, I was the one being bullied.
Yeah, same.
I
Yeah.
was the fat kid. I was the nerdy one. I didn't look like everyone else because I went to a private school when I was younger, so I didn't look like a lot of everyone else, and
Cause you Asian?
exactly. It was
See,
mhm.
I thought you guys owned private schools.
Living caca out of me. Jeez
Nice.
Louise.
Thank you for the follow. Writing my Asian joke? Damn it.
I mean the bling. Yeah.
It's, you know what I teach my kids, like, and I think the biggest problem that I don't really give a fuck anybody's personal opinion on this. I don't care. You can have yours. It is what it is. People don't get hit enough. They're not getting hit enough. That's what it is. Like, bullies don't get fucking hit enough. We're taught to do everything with this verbal reconciliation and all this other bullshit, and it's always 50-50. They, you know, everybody gets the same punishment, and like, you know what? Fuck that. You know, I've said before, I teach my kids, don't ever start the fight, always finish it. And now my oldest is older. I tell her, like, you need to stick up for the kids who are having issues, because it's strength in numbers. If there's
Yeah.
somebody bothering your kid, your friends, you guys have to be a team. I'm so tired of this, everybody fucking turning a blind eye when evil is happening. When bad shit is happening to people and we just look away, you're equally a piece of shit. Like, you're equally a piece of shit, and I'm guilty of it. There's been situations in life that I was like, fuck, I wish I did something. You know, it because we're just so afraid that you're out of the, you know, this isn't gonna be received well, or people aren't gonna fucking we gotta stop giving a shit. It's like people, it sucks getting punched in the face, and you won't keep being a piece of shit after you get punched in the face enough. Like,
100%. Megs! That's, my sweatband. She comes in
hi
carries
Megs.
it on Pink Taco Night.
Oh, nice. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for the follow, and thanks for the gift, Miss Jolene.
Pixie 100%. I'm not afraid either. We are the same
I
height.
fight her to fight a kid. Yo, I'll fuck my own kids up.
I do not discriminate, okay? I do not
My
discriminate.
my kid
You
said to me the
are
other day,
All
fucked
What?
up.
I fight everyone. We
My-
are the same height. I
my
will
f-
tell you, when I was in high school, I had a little 6th grader come up to me and hit me in my face. And I was in 11th grade at the time. And let me tell you,
You were a fucking junior?
yes, we were playing basketball, and I guess she got mad. But I was letting her win anyways. But I guess she got mad about it, like me letting her win, or I don't know. Or she just didn't like me. I don't know. But she came up to me and pow, right in my face. And I was like,
What the
like, it
fuck?
startled
Yeah.
me. I was just like,
I'm gonna punch a 6th grader here?
right? I said, don't do that again, bro. Don't do that again. Nothing happened after that because I was like, I'm not gonna do it, but still. But
Fuck
I
that
was
kid.
very much in my brain, like, girl, you hit me one more time, I'm gonna smack the living crap
Oh,
out
yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
One more. You got one more again.
Yeah.
You got one more again.
My daughter said to me the other day, I said something to her, and she goes, well, duh, Dad. And I looked at it like the 4-year-old. And like I looked at her, I said, what the fuck did you just say to me? And she just looks at me. It's like, I'm like, I don't give a shit what you kids are saying in school. You don't fucking duh me, okay? 'Cause I'll duh you across the room. I said, there's my first only time, not for an award. I should have let them whoop her ass.
Shut up, Jesse.
Yeah.
You dang right. I think most of my issues come from not having a kid. It was hard for, as a single parent, to discipline me. A certain age, I stopped listening and went off the rails a bit. I will say the same. My mom and dad, they divorced when I was in 1st grade. So mom was definitely being a single parent. My dad got me on the weekends, and then we moved, so it was like 2 hours away, and it really became, that mom was the only one. And of course, being 16, I was like I was terrible. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not, I
like
was
16. You were a
terrible.
16-year-old. Yeah,
Exactly.
we're fucking
Like
awful. I was awful.
through my teenager years, she had me, by herself. My brother was already in college at 16, so he was not at home. It was just me.
Yeah.
So, mom's at work, and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
come over and, maybe a drink or something,
Yeah.
What my mom got smart though too. She had an alarm set in the house, so if I did try to sneak out, it would go off. So there's no sneaking out. There's no
Yeah.
sneaking out. But definitely had people coming over after school.
Yeah.
And there was one time where I had my friend actually call the school and was like pretending to be my mom. Not a great
Oh,
accent at all either.
Oh yeah.
Not. And that's how my mom came home and was like, get your ass back
Yeah.
at school.
You're like, you get that oh shit moment too. You're like, fuck.
Yes. It was she tried to do like that, like an Asian accent, and it
Oh,
just
yeah.
wasn't working. They were like, yeah, that's not your mom.
The worst is when they're like sitting at the kitchen table when you get home. When you just like, I walk in the door, I'm like, you're not supposed to be there. You're never in that seat. That's not where you're supposed to be sitting. Like, oh shit. Then you Rolodex, like, which one is it? Like, what's the fucking thing? Because I'm like, I fucked up 4 things today. So, so which one does she fucking know about?
You don't want to tell on yourself.
Right?
Like,
Where were you today? Who'd you talk to? Oof. Shit. School? How long? Ooh. Did you go to the
Right.
movies? No. Oh, really? Ooh.
oh my god, mom, literally, she I told her, I was like, I want to go to the movies with my friend. She was like, fine, but you're gonna go watch the movie, not hang out outside the movie theater, because
Yeah, but that's where we hung. That's where we hung out.
never went and watched the movie.
No. You just smoke cigarettes outside the movie theater. That's what everyone did.
It's cool.
Yeah, we're cool. We're fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Exactly, and that was the last time I went. But literally, I came out of the movie theater and she was in the car, and I even waited like 30 minutes before I went back outside. Gave
Oh,
her some
yeah.
time to go home, thinking she would go home.
Yeah.
No. And then I think then she saw me, and so like she's power walking, like literally power walking towards me, and I'm like, oh my god, and I go hide behind a pole. She didn't see me. She kept going inside, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I might as well just give up right now. Either way, I'm in trouble. She's gonna get me.
She's gonna get more mad as she keeps looking.
Exactly. So I'm like, Mom, I'm right here. She's like, get in the car.
When you get those eyes, you're just like, oof. I got a DUI when I was 16. That's my big no-no, my big bugaboo in life. I remember looking through the double windows, like there was an office in the middle and there was a little window where like you go and sign in and shit. I remember seeing my mother through that window. There will never be, I fucking went to war, all right? There will never be a scarier moment in my fucking life than looking through those windows and watching my mom mouth, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And the cop's there and he's getting ready to let me go. And I'm like, dude, what do I gotta do to stay here for the night? To be fair, the next day was Mother's Day, so I really fucked that Mother's Day up. Really fucked that one up. Sterling, I told on myself so much as a kid. See, now as an adult, I realize how much I fucking told on myself as a kid when you just thought you were being slick. And
Yeah.
really, you just were answering the questions exactly how they thought you were going to answer.
Mom always told me she had eyes in the back of her head,
Yep.
and I'm like, she
Yep.
really does.
She fucking
Like,
does. Like, you check when she's sleeping, you're like, nope, nope, Nope. And then all of a sudden, bam, they're up.
College was a big one for me too, I will say. I definitely it was tough doing college and then trying to work and then going to hair school, and it was tough. So, but definitely around like 20s, 21 is whenever you're just like, yeah.
Yeah, yep. Pixie's mad funny. She straight A's athletic, all the awards, worked 7 days a week, kept my room spotless, church leader and teacher, dropped friends who said bad words. That's fucking funny. Then I grew up and met Satan and had sex.
I don't think it's I don't. That's my opinion. No, I think it's normal. I mean, shit.
My kid, like, see, now knowing who I was, like, growing up, all I want for my kids is just fucking communicate with me. Like, I know you're gonna do shit. I know you're gonna go to parties. Just don't be afraid to call me. Like, if anything happens, don't be afraid to call. Because that's my biggest fear is if anything ever happened to him and I didn't give him the ability to conversate about it.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that I have, because mom's here.
Yeah.
That's one thing I was determined if I ever had kids that I would definitely have them on birth control. Like when I was a kid,
Yeah.
if I had girls, and then also if I had a boy, like I was just like, dude, wrap your wiener.
Yeah.
Wrap your
He's not gonna though. We're pieces of shit. Like here's the thing for everybody with the condom thing. Yeah, dudes suck. You have to make us do it because we're not gonna do it on our own.
if it's a girl, like if I just want you to know, like ask them first because you
Yeah.
will.
Oh
I
fuck
want
yeah.
to hear the shit out of them and be like, you're gonna have a
Yeah.
kid if you don't wrap your winky.
Yeah.
Wrap your winky, you won't get any stinkies. You
No.
won't get Twinkies or anything like
Mm-mm.
that. But that was one thing that I was like, I'm gonna do that for my kids instead of mom just being like you're not gonna have sex kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, I asked the doctor already. Apparently, 5 is too early for birth control. Can't start that yet. So.
This is my friend. She told me in 5th grade these kids were having sex in this bathroom stalls.
Oh,
5th graders.
seriously? I gotta look
Yes.
forward to that. That's coming up, huh? Yeah. Got 4 more years till that. Great.
5th grade.
Fucking great.
But she was also in the hood, so she was
Yeah.
a teacher in the hood, and they legit brought like knives to school. and-
We had a lot of pregnant girls at our high school where I grew up too, so like I can understand. There's I mean, we're speaking candidly here. There's a different demographic in different schools. Like my
Oh,
school
100%.
had Bloods, Crips, MS-13. Like we had fucking gangs in my schools. And one of the Vokes, one of the classes was like early education daycare. It was literally a fucking class because there were so many pregnant women in school that they literally made it one of the jobs you could go for. So they had daycare while they went to school. Now, not for nothing, that sounds like a fucking solution to, hey, we have an issue here. Either these women aren't going to be able to get an education, or if they have to be a mother. And then this school went, how about they get an education while people are getting an education watching their kids too? So it was actually like a pretty cool thing. Like, no, nobody wants to get pregnant at fucking, 16, 17 years old. But the ones that did had somewhere to bring their kid and weren't left stranded. So that was pretty tight.
Yeah.
But definitely a different demographic from fucking, like, for real. There's a lot of pregnant shit. Like, a lot. After summer was fucking, September was ridiculous.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It, like you said, it's because they don't have parents. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they
Yep.
they don't have the like I'm happy that my mom was so hard on me, but also I do want to be like a little bit more open too.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, I'm happy. Um just went and got her and took her home. Aw. Well, see, that's nice. Like my dad would have done that for me too. My dad,
Yeah.
instead of driving, would have been like, "Hey, let me take you home so you can sit for a week."
No one leaves. I like the no one leaves rule too. Yeah, like as long as all the parents are on board with shit, like yo, they can come over and hang out and do whatever they were gonna do at some abandoned fucking place, as long as everybody stays here and we're under supervision.
Yeah.
Like I dig that because here's the thing with everything. You're never gonna stop anybody from doing something if they want to do it bad enough. This is just apply this shit to every fucking issue you can think about. Apply it to abortions, apply it to guns, apply it to fucking everything you can think of. Just apply that thought process and you can literally start opening your mind up to solutions. We were talking, the tragedy that happened in Texas, how fucking awful that was, right?
Yeah.
And instantly, this is how it's going to go. Everybody's going to go on this more gun control thing, right? I don't want as many guns to be out there too. I wish I could just poof and make the guns get taken from the streets, and that would be amazing, right? It would just be an amazing thing. But evil drove 86 miles to murder elementary school students. That's how bad that evil was. That fucking person is so evil. They drove 86. Yeah, like 86 miles to go shoot kids. And then you have another guy up in Wisconsin. He drove a fucking SUV into a Christmas parade, killing the dancing grannies. Like old people and children at a Christmas parade got ran over at high speed and murdered them. So we can't just stop it from happening by wishing it away. We can't wish that guns weren't there anymore and then it just stops, because evil will find a way to do evil. So we were just talking about things like solutions. So I was talking to a buddy last night. I would love to get some of the moms and dads from my school sign up and get a schedule going to where we can anybody who can does a 2-hour shift on watch and guards the school. We'll do gun safety training every couple months. We'll go to the range, we'll make it a legitimate thing. But every day there's a volunteer armed guard to protect the kids of the school that my kids go to.
Yeah.
It might not be the solution that everybody wants, but if the end goal is to keep kids safe, and we know we can't take away the guns, let's put people in there that want to help people and keep kids protected.
I think with everything there is good and bad. So what some people have perverted the idea of having guns and using them for evil.
Yeah.
When you turn it in a different spectrum, people just enjoy them, or they go out and hunt.
Yeah.
And do stuff productive with it, but then you have the other ones that have perverted it and have made it into like all the big stuff. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
Killing,
yep.
All of that. So I mean, I don't know if you ever knew they were talking about like Switzerland and stuff like that. But I mean, because I enjoy shooting guns. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it.
Go ahead, Gerald. Thank you for that follow.
Man. That was Jarrell.
Jarrell?
I think. Yeah.
And Jarrell, thank you for that follow.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I enjoy shooting guns, but my mentality is not on killing people,
Right.
and that's where
Exactly.
that's where a lot of this is coming from. You know what I mean? It's people
Yeah.
are seeing it and they're scared, and so they fight back. And
Absolutely.
like I understand from every angle. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
100%. I get I'm a full-blown gun advocate. You know, I'm all Second Amendment because I can't control who else gets to hold it, so I don't want anybody to be able to control what I can have.
Right.
That's all it is. I just want the equal opportunity ability that if somebody steps up and my 5-year-old is standing with me and somebody goes in that grocery store and starts shooting it up, I have the equal ability to defend my 5-year-old and everybody else around me that they have for hurting people. That's
Yeah.
all. Now, if
No,
we could take away their ability to hold it, absolutely it'd be great. But you can't. We've proven with Chicago and with all these cities that have the strictest gun laws, they have the most shootings. So the people that are good with guns, the people that are the law-abiding citizens, those are the ones that get hurt by all of this back and forth shit. While criminals are just going to keep going and being piece of shit criminals regardless of whatever the fuck. Has the criminal ever listened to the fucking government? Like,
exactly.
like, crack's been fucking outlawed for a real long time. You know what I mean? Like, so
That's what I'm like. You can't like like you said. Like, what if somebody came in right here and you didn't have a pew pew? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I'm like, if you come in here with a pew pew and I have a pew pew, you're gonna get pew pewed first.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's it. Yep. People, always,
But-
you know, the fire with fire thing, and there was like, that doesn't work. You don't fight fire with fire. Like, you fucking kidding? You ever seen forest fires? They fight fire with fire all the time. They stop that shit with fire. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
And
But
that's the tough thing. Like, it's when we talk about laws and we talk about the weapons, laws can't stop this part. So if you can find a solution to stop the weapons part that doesn't involve bullshit, I'm on board for it. Like, take it away from the police. Because, again, I want equal ability to defend. We want, you know, we could go down this rabbit hole all day because there's a bunch of fucking people that hold guns that shouldn't have them because they wear a uniform. It's okay. We're talking all uniforms everywhere across the globe, not just America. This is across the globe. If we give somebody the ability to do it, the general population has to have the same ability to protect their people. If your police are walking around with mace, then yeah, I can understand you want to get taken away. But when like ours are militarized and have SWAT vehicles and shit, like, these guys are straight up holding the biggest things that you can get out there, and then they're like, nope, we don't want you to have a pea shooter.
once you had a big. But it does come
School's
back
been
to like the
gun-free, yeah.
mental health thing, because a lot of them, they're not right.
No. And that's, so there's another fix. Do we require a paid for by the government psychiatric evaluation? Because I'd be okay with that.
But on top of it, if they are mental, they're not going to know. You know what I mean? So they're
Right.
going to be able.
No, I mean, like,
'cause
if you go to get your gun license.
too many psychopath movies.
Right. No, I mean, like, if you go to get your gun license and everything, the government should pay for you to get a psychiatric evaluation. And if that
Yeah.
means a month, if that means 4 visits, you know what? Make it 4 visits. That's fine. If the psychologist goes cannot determine in one, the government pays for the next one. And by the government, I mean taxpayers. We pay for the next one. But
Yeah.
because that way you can break down, like, okay, I mean, there is diagnosed psychopaths. That's a real thing. Like, there's behaviors, there's ways that they can get that information out of you, stuff like that. Like me, I have PTSD. I'm 100% disabled mentally, but I am not a threat when it comes to a weapon.
Right.
So I don't have restrictions on holding a firearm because I'm not in a like a anger and hurtful state. It's not my goal. But there's people out there that are. I mean, there's veterans out there that shouldn't have guns. There's people out there that shouldn't have them, but they do. And you know how they get them? They fucking go behind the law. Like, so it gets right back to it. Like, make all the rules you want, they're still getting it.
I think the wild one, Grim Reaper, he said new laws don't help against people don't follow laws.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yeah.
We can sit here and go back and forth on it the whole time, and it's because people aren't understanding, or I think that the intent is there, the good intent is there. Like Ava just farted.
That's great.
She goes, it almost blew me away. But it's totally true. They'll probably end up stealing. That's what they were trying to say. Like, if they take everything away, it's just like the black market. They'll find it anyways, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, they'll find it anyways. And then what happens to the people that are left to defend themselves because they don't have one? You know?
Right.
I know in Texas, they actually took away because they were not allowing felons to have guns at all.
That's such a crazy fucking thing too.
But now they took it away.
Good.
And now felons can have.
Depending on the crime, right? Like, depending on and because that's the deal. It's like you could have a felony like fucking racketeering charge, or like a felony tax evasion or something like that. Like, how does that correlate to a fucking weapon? You know what I mean? Like, how does your like this non-violent crime, and that's just something that libertarians are big on, is crimes with no victimless crimes is a, there's so many of those that like have the same years as like raping a kid. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, how I don't give a shit how much money you stole. That does not fucking equal this. Like, I don't care. It could be all the money in the world. It doesn't matter. Those two crimes are on a very different level, especially if it's you steal from the government. That's completely okay. I call it taking it back. But like, it just doesn't make sense sometimes, because these people have been robbed of the ability to protect themselves, and they can't get a weapon because they're a felon. So now Texas pulled that for some. That's good. Yeah, people in for life for weed. Absolutely.
That's stupid. What's his name? White Boy Rick. Have you ever heard of White Boy Rick?
Yeah. Yep.
Seen that documentary on him?
Yep.
Okay.
Documentarian.
So crazy how behind the scenes the government in that area was, and one was even an actor.
Yeah. Like,
even like that actor you watched all the time. I was just like,
it's crazy. And like Whitey Bulger, same shit. Like, the FBI was just fucking like letting Whitey Bulger just murder people all over the place, like fucking insane. Like, how much they gave that dude. He just ran around Boston just fucking killing everybody. Nobody gives a shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think that is right, especially especially now that there are so many like health benefits from it. And I even know some, I'm not going to throw their names out there, but I know some officers that will be like, well, he's just, it's just, you're just smoking a joint, or, whatever.
Like,
you're not hurting anyone.
No.
Just don't get it, you know what I mean?
It's so stupid.
I know some that will be like that. And it's the ones like, I don't know. It's just crazy. You can just go into it for a long time.
I don't that's the one thing. Like, can we speed up this process here, federal government? Every time like we get any fucking leverage on the whole just make the shit legal thing, some other bullshit takes precedence. Like, could you just go in a room, everybody check the yes box, and fucking be done with this? Can we just move on? Because this is the dumbest issue ever. This is like gay people not being able to get married. Like, this is just dumb. It's stupid. It's just stupid. It's fucking stupid.
Most of the time, their relationships last way longer than, like, is it hetero?
Yeah, that's the
I
word.
don't- Okay. Like, most of the time, they last way longer. If that.
I don't know. You gotta talk to my brother because he's fucking got some bad luck right now. I feel bad for the kid. He looks just like me too. So like, dude, it's like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
I know some that have great relationships and they've been together for a super long time.
you know why?
They have-
They're exactly the same. Because they're the same people. They love just the same.
Exactly.
It's just a nonsense. It's just so crazy to not let people love people. Just
And that's
fucking
why we
love.
hate in this world.
All right.
It's so, just let them, you know, if they're happy, it's
Like, who gives a shit? Like, it's fucking let them do it.
I have so many friends and I love them very dearly. They never look at me like cuz I personally love PP.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to say, like,
In front of mom too. I like that. Like,
they're all my friends, if that makes sense. Like, but they don't push themselves on me, but I treat them like they're my friend. Like, I'll
Right.
hug them and I'll like
Right.
treat them like, hey, boo, or, you know, stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm going to be like that. I don't treat them as like, as
different.
someone different.
Yeah, because it's not. I do the same jokes. Like, I go to work, like, it'll be a gay dude at work, and so I'll go there and be like, I'd be like, bro, if I could get past the whole sucking dick thing, you'd be my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, you're just a fucking awesome dude. So I do it the same way.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
shit, man.
And I think that's another thing. Everybody's been taking this LGBT thing to very seriously. Like, I get equality and all that, but also we have to be able to laugh a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
every day is something that's like jammed down the throats of one way or the other. Pun intended. But it's like, can we laugh a little bit? Can we go back to where like we had fun? You were joking again and it wasn't offensive because everyone didn't take everything seriously.
Yeah.
90% of the time nobody delivered the joke to be offensive. It was just meant to be a fucking joke. You know how the percentage of people that are racist, bigots, sexist out there is like 5%. It's a small amount. I mean, it's a really small amount of people who like fundamentally they're just a fucking piece of shit. So why do we give them all the airtime? Why do they get all of the wind? Why do they get to take all of our being, all of the energy? Like, why can't we just fucking laugh and joke and have fun again and not so much make everybody feel like they need to tiptoe around every fucking word that they say because like this person 6 rows over might hear you and be offended? Like, fuck that person.
Things, all of that. And the fact that we have to now teach teachers how to, you know, protect themselves with, you know, having to
all the rules that they got to put in place and stuff. Sending out all the memos and the notes of like now. My mom was telling me that this kid, and this is where I draw the line. And we talked about this before, I believe. If your shit affects my shit in a negative way, now I'm fucking bothered by it. Like, if we're just passing in life, that's fine. So like, there's a kid at the school who thinks he's a cat. So he goes to the litter box. Like that's what he goes to. So the school had sent a note home telling the parents that they need to teach inclusiveness and this he needs to be referred to as a cat. I'll go on record right now and saying I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't care. You want to play kitty cat in the bedroom? I don't give a fuck. Do that shit all day. We don't kink shame. Your kids at home playing cats and dogs. My kids play mommy and baby. Okay? Like, they're not really mommy and fucking baby, are they? They're a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old kid. They're pretending because that's what fucking kids do. Is they pretend because they have amazing imaginations and they can create. Okay?
Exactly. I wish I was a kid and didn't
Right?
give a flying flip about if like trying to make it and stuff. You just like doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like shit just
Yeah.
fun. Shit, like all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're just talking to an imaginary fucking being. It's just
Right.
there. You just made that up in your head. It's awesome. I mean, I do it now, but I have medication to pull that away. But it's like that kid can be whatever he wants to be when he's playing. You're not gonna fucking piss in the litter box at school. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? If my kid has to come home and tell me that she has to call a kid a cat, one, it's not gonna happen, and two, like, I'm gonna go to the school and be like, what the fuck is going on here? We're just, we're not gonna entertain that because life happens. Like, kid needs to fucking be a human, and eventually get a job and shit.
get it.
You don't get
mean, yeah.
you don't get to just sit there and collect benefits because you think you're a cat. It doesn't work.
I don't know what to really say about that. Like,
It doesn't sound like a real thing, right? That's because it sounds completely like wild,
yeah.
but that's reality now. It's fucking nuts. What a stupid. Cat wasn't there one time in college. No, it was 2 times. It was the first time I was drunk and I didn't like it, so I had to do it sober, and I didn't like it then, so I know that I wasn't gay. I tried, it just wasn't my jam. I mean, 'tis what it is. Please, chapter. Yeah, he used to be my real group. He'll roar, get the fuck out of here. I know he's literally a white lion. Sterling, that's wild. You read that? The white lion friend?
But he is literally a.
And he brought like that. Yeah, that's okay. Let's circle this back. Those are the ones that shouldn't be able to get weapons.
Yes.
This right here is how we're circling back on. I understand not wanting every person to be able to pew pew.
Exactly. I mean, I knew somebody actually like he thought he was Dracula and that he just came like like has been living for so long and literally I promise you, and his wife even says that he is
Like,
for real. They are witches and I don't mess with them because
No.
I'm like, okay, I don't even like to talk about them because they, but I will say that she it was scary for me because she one time I had said something and she got upset, and I swear to you the light above her started flickering.
see, fuck that shit.
I was like,
Nope. Nope. Let me show you something. I'll be right back. Let me show you something.
that's why I don't deal with witchy witches. I know like the whole things behind them. I know it will come back to them, but they were great people, but it just scares me because I don't know.
I got one of these little fucking things for like the ghosts and stuff like that. Like I go around my.
I know in the bathroom and throughout this hallway there is one.
See,
I know
like,
one.
don't you want to find out if they're cool?
No, I don't, because I swear on everything that I love, I heard the toilet seat close one night, and everyone was inside our room. Like Whip was inside the room, our cat was in there, the dogs were in there, and the toilet seat clapped down, and I was like, mm-mm.
Just fucking, just finishing a piss, taking a quick piss.
I was like, if they're gonna come in here, Ava's sitting right next to that door, and something else is gonna meet them too. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going out there. I'm not going. That's how people die.
See,
You
like,
don't go and investigate. You let them come to you because you're gonna be ready.
I get nervous about I used to get like really nervous about ghosts and stuff like that because, like, you know, you get those sleep paralysis things that happen and all these other stuff and everything. But then start thinking this way. See, you can even change like the fear. Just think about this: the ghosts sit in the house and watch you masturbate. Not so scary anymore, are they?
Actually, really weird because you're just like you just think about it. You're just like thinking about it. It's weird.
I
like,
think about it all the time. Every time I start getting scared of the dark, I'm like, these things watch me jerk off. I'm like, this isn't even fucking scary at all.
Well, looking in the dark, the pile of clothes and
Yeah.
looks like a human being. Of course, I'm gonna get scared.
Yeah, but then you're like, that's just a voyeur. He's all like, unscary ghosts.
So it is Memorial Day on Monday.
Yeah.
Big ups to our military. Cap, I know you say you don't think of it that way, but I know a lot of people have lost their lives, so we could do what we do right here.
Yeah, big time.
And you know, a lot of stuff that they deal with, and I'm appreciative of them.
Me
I don't
too.
know. I was looking at
too.
somebody's veterans. Like, Cap, I like your idea about veterans with security cause, because Miss Stoop told me that you posted about it in Facebook. Don't show me you.
Oh, sweet.
All
Nice.
veterans, and it reminded me of Memorial Day.
Yeah, so yeah, that thing we were talking about is, you know, so I think there should be a federal program. Another one of my thoughts on solutions to this problem is there's so many homeless and unemployed and disabled vets out there that don't have jobs, and I feel like if we started a federal program where we required every school in the country to be patrolled by you know, one of these veterans, we can use some of that money that we shovel overseas for fucking war and maybe fight the war in our fucking schools right now.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at it, you'd set rules, you'd have training, you'd have, you know, there'd be workouts, you know, things you do, get together. It wouldn't be just like, yo, yeah, anybody gets to do this. Like, yeah, background checks, we're gonna do all that, but can we, you know, I feel like out of all the things we federally fund, and you know how I feel about taxes, if we can fund literally every bombing that happens in this fucking world, could we throw a couple ducats at our future?
For
Like,
real.
the youth are just getting murdered in schools.
I will back. That'd be nice to have veterans. I think that would make them feel important too.
It's a purpose.
Exactly, and a lot of times,
Instantly.
yeah, a lot of times military, especially when they come home, not, you know, sometimes they do have
Your
PTSD.
life. We lose the sense of purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. And that's the most of like what happens is you're in a spot where everything that you do is required to be a team. There's nothing you can do as an individual. Everything has to be teamwork, and if anything happens to anybody, it's always your fault. So you have that on you where like you're always protecting, you're always trying to do the right thing, and when you get out, it instantly gets taken away from you. Like, it is the hardest shock. Boot camp wasn't even as much of a shock as losing that. Like how much you can't sleep at night, you know, just not having that camaraderie anymore. It's gone. So give that back by giving back to the community. Every person that you've ever fucking talked to in the military is like, I just signed up to because I did what I thought was right and I was just doing a job. So let them sign up to continue doing what they know is right. And instead of having to shoot kids over in the fucking desert, they can protect kids over here.
And I know they feel so terrible about doing that. I can just imagine, but it's not their fault that they have to do that. It's what the kids overseas are, you know, made to think or believe that they are doing a purpose too, even though they're scared.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. It's definitely I feel like it would be a twofold save thing because I feel like that 22 a day would definitely reduce because you're giving back a purpose. And on the flip side, it's if it ever happens, it can end quickly. That's the one thing that they know how to do well is stop shit fast. Yeah, like that's it. They would do a better job than some retired cops that half asleep in their patrol cars. Yeah, exactly. That's like watching over kids would be the most vigilant, like high, you know, high focus job that you could give anybody. So yeah, like we were talking about doing that thing at our school. I want to get the parents together and see if we can't do that where we rotate like 2 hours every other day you put in, and because I have time to give now, you know, now that I have time to give and I want to give back to what I receive. So give me a purpose again. Like let us go out there and like do something right, because the day that it happens in my town and I had this idea and didn't go forward with it and something happens to a kid here, like that guilt just happens.
Yeah.
Bam. Like guilt.
Yeah. Because you had the like you could have stopped it basically. Yeah. You could have been that one to help.
Yep. So I'm gonna do it where we're gonna take it to the school board. I'm gonna put a good plan together, take it to the school board, and do all that. Jesse.
Exactly where
I just went to Cumsock.
Yeah, and Pixie's comment about how many times has the ghost put his peen in your mouth.
I don't know, because I always wake up like dry mouth, so I'm confused.
Oh my god.
Can we discuss how my med prescribed today was $600? Holy fucking shit. That's insane.
Yeah, I one of my meds that I had, even with GoodRx, it was like $150. So I literally had to wait 2 more weeks till my insurance approved it.
Yeah,
they had to
so
send me a letter to approve it.
It's that shit.
Luckily, I don't even. I can deal without that one, but
you know what? That fucking sucks. It has to be a choice. You know, like it sucks that it has to be like, oh, I have to fucking pick which ones I use to feel better, to feel some forms of comfort.
Yeah.
When vets are given a mission like protectability filled with kids, they thrive in that mission. Absolutely. Like, I'm not saying that killing people was ever a good thing, but I'm saying that like there's so many kills that are swimming in people's brains right now that they didn't want to do, and they can't get that away. Like those demons forever haunt. Give them a fucking spot they can go to and use their skills for good, Like that's a definitely a different feel.
Yeah.
Everybody lowering the tone. You have free healthcare, health service, taxpayer funded health service.
I mean, that's kind of what all in all is. I mean, still, I know some people who still can't afford insurance, even with Obamacare. Because
Oh
I
fuck
have
no, yeah.
Obama, I have to where I just pay. I pay a little bit above what they recommended, only because you don't know with income, if it's going to go up or down, and
Right.
mm, it it does suck because you do have to get pre-approved for things. So this one neurologist that I was actually scheduled to go see, the first time it got rescheduled, and then so we were like, okay, got it rescheduled for like 2 weeks later, I want to say.
Yeah.
We drive up there, which took us an hour to drive up there, and then they're like, "Oh, your insurance doesn't cover this." And I was like, "But I got a letter saying that I was pre-approved, that I'm eligible." They said yes, but it was it was Total Care and not Ambetter, so it's who they owned prior. And so I was a now I have to wait until July to see another neurologist, and now it's been since uh when did she send me? I
Last
don't
year.
remember. I'm sorry.
Last year.
Well, it started in November, but
Yeah.
all the thing with that lady, the I didn't have insurance when I first went, when all of this started happening. And so she told me that it was just depression and anxiety. And so I was like, okay. And she got my test results back and all of that, and I was just like, it's not it who wouldn't be depressed being like this?
Right. Like you're in a loop. If this is
Norm-
depression and anxiety that's feeding this is feeding the depression and anxiety. So can you fucking as a doctor do something in the middle here to intervene with this fucking loop?
Exactly. I'm like, can anything, and so then she was gonna send me to a neuropsychologist, and I was like, no,
Is that just saying is
I'm
that
not.
just like saying brain twice? It's like a brain person?
So basically, she was just no. So neuropsychologist looks at what your brain is doing with like mental illnesses. So she thought it was in my head. So I was like, deuces, because I didn't have insurance. I was like, it's not like I'm not paying you. You're not getting like the amount that insurance company would give you.
Right.
But so when I finally got insurance, I went to a new doctor. Right away, she's like, yeah, uh, this is not right. She sends me to get an MRI. She's like, well, everything looks fine, but you do have some spots on your MRI. We're going to send you to a neurologist. And that's what I'm waiting on. But she also did put me on my medication for fibromyalgia, which the other one wouldn't. So
See, it's wild. Two different people,
yeah.
same problem,
Hmm.
and two completely different fucking ways.
That's why a lot of women do not trust, or even people do not trust the healthcare system to
Oh
take
yeah,
care
big
of them.
time.
And
Mhm.
it gave me PTSD to where I don't even want to go to a hospital because they're going to be like, it's all in your head.
Yeah.
It's all in your head. And I'm like, it, because I'm a woman,
Right.
because I'm young.
Right. Like
it's-
you're just fucking with me now. Be like I can't be actually truthful, and this is what's happening because you just know everything. Like you just
Exactly.
fucking know it all.
Yeah.
It's,
And I could have already been like on my path more to getting better if she actually would have helped me, but she didn't.
Right.
And my new doctor, even Whip, was like, yeah, she's doing a lot more.
Yeah. And Pixie said, I literally thank my doctor today for believing me. That was my biggest fear. Like when I started going to the doctor about a year and a half ago, when all of my progress started happening, I just didn't think that like it was important enough. Like I knew how much everything hurt and how fucked up I was, but I just didn't want somebody else to tell me that I wasn't what I felt.
Right.
Like that was my biggest fear, is them to look at me and go, well, maybe it's just this. So I just didn't want that fucking reaction or that rejection in my life, that like feeling. And when I got with my doctor, she was the one that was like, she was at my pace. Like she set the doctor's room up the way that I needed to have it set up, because I needed my chair to be in the corner of the room away from the door, and I needed to have my back to it. Like she took all these little things that made me not want to leave the house and just made me feel like a person again.
Yeah.
And then we went through these steps on getting help, and it was like each next like win, we hit the next thing, you know, and then the next thing and the next thing. And to hear so many stories about how people didn't have that experience with doctors fucking tears me apart, because the comfort level that I get now, when it used to be the most heightened anxiety I had in life was going to the doctor's office, the comfort level I have now going there is so soothing. Just knowing that like I'm going there to hang out with my people for a second, it's like, and I could be super cool, you know. My doctor could be like, how are we doing with the thoughts? And I'll be like, you know, I only really thought about off of myself a couple times. It wasn't really as big, and it wasn't even like a real thought. I know I was gonna get out of it. I knew I had, you know, it was just a time thing. So I can speak in such a term that like she's not worried for me, because she knows I'm just gonna be honest with her.
Right.
Then you have your situation where you had your first fucking doctor you go in for something that you're afraid that brings fear to you, and treats you like that. I wouldn't want to go back. And then you gotta pay them for that, and then you gotta fucking give them money. Get out of here.
I started crying when she said, well, it could just be anxiety. I started crying, and I was like, so you think all of this, as I'm not speaking correctly, I'm using a cane because I'm walking like a duck, and you're gonna tell me
Sounds really cute though.
Anxiety? What, this?
When you did it with the hands, I'm just
it's because so people with strokes, they flat foot.
Yeah.
Because they can't so from my left knee down, I can move it, everything's fine, but it's like it's weird. It's like it's not there, but it's there. Like it's weird. And so that's just something that I went in there just like telling her. I was like, who would not be depressed being like this? And she just like she was stumbling on her words sometimes too, whenever I had come back, and I was just like,
yeah, like what?
When she said that, I was like, well, who wouldn't be? Like, and I was like, I don't want to go through this again. And she was like, oh, you're definitely depressed. Yeah, I'm definitely depressed.
Yeah, like, and it's such an unprofessional fucking way to say that shit too. Like, it's such a fucking, you know, it's just crazy to think that there's people out there that's furthering the mental health problem in this world, while they're supposed to be the experts protecting people and stuff like that. Like, you know what? You can approach that a different way. Yes, part of this is depression. Yes, part of it is anxiety, because that shit is just like a broken leg. It's as much of pain in that as it is this. So yes, that's true. But your approach about the situation, you like bring it in there that, hey, this could be part of the cause, but that's a normal thing, and I've seen this before. Here's the things that we're gonna do to help this part of it while we do tests to figure out what the physical and other things that are happening. Like, you can approach what you think as a doctor in not so much of a fucking dickish manner and get a good point across instead of making them feel like, because instantly when you said that, I felt, you're telling me that I'm crazy.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
like, in your shoes, I'm in that head, and a doctor says that to me. I look at that doctor and go, you're telling me I'm crazy. I already came in here thinking I was crazy too. So now you're doubling down on my anxiety and depression. I'm freaking the fuck out. Now I'm backed into a corner that I don't want to be in anymore. Like, and then it just gets worse. So if you're telling me that this makes this happen, now you just helped it get worse. Like,
Right.
fuck.
It's crazy. Back in, this was a while ago, but I saw that Pixie said that Cymbalta that causes migraines and suicidal thoughts
Yeah.
works, but it works or not pay my rent. So I don't know if I'm reading it wrong. So it does
So
cause you to.
it counteracts the suicidal thoughts. That's what
Yeah, so because that's what Cymbalta is, but Cymbalta is also used for pain management in fibromyalgia and diabetics. So that is actually what I'm taking. However, I don't want a high dose at all. I told her, I was like, just something, just to calm down the pain and the depression and all of that, which is fine. I'm still with
you're
everything
still
that's
feeling
going
it.
on. Yeah. But I'm able to like come out of it. Like the
Yeah.
suicidal thoughts, like I still sometimes I'm like, it comes to you. It
Yeah.
never leaves.
No.
But if you're able to get out of it, it's crazy to think that so many people live like this, and they don't want to get help because of doctors like that.
Yeah.
And or the stigma of taking medication. Can we just say that like if you need medication for your life,
12 of them. Yeah. Was that Lou up 7? Thank you for that follow.
Nice.
Yeah, we shouldn't be ashamed of that. I mean, I'm on 12. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of fucking meds, but my quality of life is so much higher, and it's helping me work on the things I need to wean down off of the 12, as I drop weight down. I'm hopefully going to be able to get off one of my blood pressure medications or something like that. But I wish I started this fucking years ago so that I would already be in the coming out of it part. But because of that stigma of meds, that you're not doing it, you're not strong enough to do it on your own, and you're not this and that. It's like, now I just look at it like, my meds just make me not a fucking shitty person. Like, I'm a better person. Like, my organs are better and my mind's better.
Yeah, it's just like fuck the stigma. Like if I wake up in the morning, I take my medicine, and hell, I'm ready to take on the day instead of being in bed and thinking to yourself your boyfriend doesn't love you anymore because
Yeah.
of how you are, how much you've gained, or how you talk. You can't work, and yes, you still think about those things, but if the fact that I can get up and still do things again, then I'm gonna take them, and
Right.
I'm just I'm gonna take it.
Hey, Dimitri. Good to see you. It takes my mind and focuses elsewhere. The Cymbalta. Oh, you're crafting. Yeah, Pixie's got some baller crafting. She does some really cool shit. I think you guys would get along really well. You guys should link up and
Yeah,
link up
sure.
and whatever.
For sure. I'm down. I'm not a crafting person, but I have do you play Call of Duty?
Oh yeah,
Do you really? Because
she do.
yes, so not only do my girls play Call of Duty, but they also craft too. So you would get along perfectly. What is MPD? Not long after trying to get everything. Went to close. I went to should go play in a rubber room for a while. Even stepped foot in a mental health place. Learned to control a little. I still have issues, but I don't trust doctors now because of it.
You know what? That's the psychiatric ward thing stuff, like mental health places, like that has such a fucking very haunted past of just bad behavior. It was like experiments.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, back in the day, even now, I feel like that's where all the experimentation with medications and stuff go to. Which, like, kudos to the ones that had to be the guinea pigs for my Wellbutrin to work correctly, but like, it is what it is. I have a game that I'm gonna bring up in the back real quick. I haven't played it in a while. Court, I don't know if you remember it. Hold on. The Town of Light. This one. Do you remember me playing this one? The female psychiatric ward.
Is that the movie game?
No. I know which one you're talking about. That was on my PlayStation. This one, it's just really slow, but really like dark, and then they give some historical shit into it. That statement just reminded me of this game. This is what I'll do for some like female boosted mental health stream one night, because it's really about all the like the lobotomies and all the bad shit that happened because women were sexual beings, stuff like that. MPD, multiple personality disorder. Okay, yeah.
So so do you I just don't with I'm not familiar with multiple personality. Does that mean like you have like different people, or like is it more like sometimes you just don't like know what you like as far as like different things, or is that
so I have this here. This is it's like an art book. All those arts that I had up, that was like all the depression ones and stuff that are all over my office. Sean Koss wrote this book. And what's really cool is it has the drawing that he does, and then it gives a description of the mental health disorder. I'm gonna see if I can go in and find it, if there's a table of contents. I've never actually used the book for this purpose before. Is it in? Oh, sweet. It's in alphabetical order. Big dubs.
Third wave has really helped me in my process of getting to a better place.
No, it doesn't.
Like the third wave of like having Cymbalta. I mean, we still love you, Sterling. Regardless, this is what we're here for. You know what I mean? Of getting help, doing things you need.
Found it. Dissociative identity disorder. It's what multiple personality disorder is called now. Dissociative identity disorder is best known for the symptoms that earned it the previously used title, multiple personality disorder. The name changed to better reflect that the disorder is rooted in identity fragmentation rather than the implication that each person was born in its own entity. People with dissociative identity disorder can present distinct identities, each with their own name and personality. These identities can even have different genders and voices. Symptoms, like the movie Split. Yeah. Symptoms of the disorder can indulge gaps in time where one cannot remember what happened and not remembering personal information beyond typical forgetfulness.
Nice. Well,
So,
not nice, but I mean, like,
no, it's a good. I like this because it's an art book that gives you information. Like it's informative. So you have these beautiful like paintings and pictures of like what it feels like inside your head, and then it gives you the meaning behind it. Maybe we'll make that a thing. We'll do one of those a week. Be like a different disorder. We'll just pop the definition out.
no, I'm down for that. That actually is nice to understand. I've never met someone who has had that. They probably won't speak up about it either. But it's
intriguing. It's very intriguing. Like it's very interesting, and I think it's another thing that again shows the power of our mind.
Yes.
Like, I bet it sucks sometimes, but it also might not suck sometimes, because like it's the same with anxiety. Anxiety sucks sometimes, but sometimes I'm glad that I have it because I'm so fucking vigilant and I'm always aware and always ready. So that's like a flip side of it. And depression, it's like it sucks, but it's really cool to understand. And having empathy and understanding what people are going through and going, oh, that emptiness that actually feels like a legitimate emptiness, it's not just hypothetical, that's real. Boom. Like, yes, that's happening.
Oh my god, here we go.
Yo, Indy. Oh, Indy came in. What up? Thank you for the raid.
Hey everybody.
It's fun. It's they do it on purpose. They see the 2-hour mark. Thank you so much. Welcome.
With that, so I think I know now, like the reasoning behind the multiple personalities was because of the trauma, right? At the like maybe as a child or throughout the days that they just feel like a different personality to protect them from that.
Have you seen Split, the movie? It's really good.
I actually think I have, maybe a long time ago.
I just watched all 3 of them in a row, and it's a very good one. It's a very good movie.
I think I've only seen one, maybe then. I know because he actually played a really, like, it's what I'm thinking of, he did a really good job.
With the personalities. Yeah, it was wild. You just like he was a whole new person, like legit. I don't talk about it because I don't want to be what controls me. I don't know for the zoom in there and you see me, but I'm not chatting, fighting with myself. Yeah, that's legit. That's legit and super understandable. I mean, the sad thing is, it is tough. It's so weird that my safe place is broadcasting to fucking anybody who can click a button.
Yeah.
Is that the weirdest thing? Like this is our comfort right here. This is like the safest I feel. This is the least amount of anxiety I have, other than today was like 2 hours. I was rough 2 hours before the stream today because the kids, anyway. But like lowest depression right now, lowest anxiety, watching people come in and be able to talk about what they've got going on, it inspires. And also it just feels like we're doing more than just it's more than what's out there, but it's what should be the norm. This is what it should be like. Everybody should be able to feel comfortable. Because Sterling, I know it doesn't define you. It's not. It's part of you. It's part of you. It's not your whole makeup. It's a piece of your makeup, and that's what, every Thursday it's like we go for 6 days a week and go out in public and hide this part of us and put the smiles on and paint the face and make sure everybody around you is taken care of. And then Thursday we get to come here and just kind of fucking take the masks off and just be ourselves.
Exactly. I like that.
Just want to know if back against bullies really tough on me as a kid.
My mask is always off.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. That scared the living caca out of me because I was just like,
I'm over here like, I told you to be quiet, talking to my boyfriend in the corner.
excuse me, sir.
Excuse me. God damn it, Whip.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Wow, he has 8. So 2 kids, 2 girls, me, and 1 asshole that keeps trying. Oh, so we got to keep the asshole down. Is he going to keep himself muted?
Yeah, he's just gonna pop in and scare us every once in a while.
Well, everyone, welcome Whip.
Yeah.
My God.
Everybody who came in from Indies Trade, thank you very much for being here. Every Thursday night, 8 Eastern, we'll be doing a mental health podcast, kind of just discussing things. We're doing it in a layout where we're like talking in chat, but we're trying to do it as a podcast thing and let chat talk to themselves as well. Like let it fly that way.
Yeah.
But
Wednesday.
yeah, what's it, Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday.
It is
Day, sir.
What day is it? Is it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's not.
Are you fucking with me?
Oh, I just looked on my phone. Don't you know how
What
he
a
is.
look at you! What the fuck? I'm over here like, did I just gain a day? Yo, thank you, Dimitri, for the sub. I appreciate that big time. Oh my ass.
Is that it?
Oh, what is that? Is that a hypochondriac?
Yes.
Hypochondriac.
However,
Yep.
So that's the thing that they were trying to toss at me before I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, was that I was a hypochondriac and that I was making up these feelings. So that's just
I feel, yeah. That's a really shitty thing to do to somebody, especially when you're already going in there nervous.
But see, that's the thing, like, I'm not gonna fake something for attention. I'm not going to, like, especially this, like, I don't,
Like, you think I'm coming in here to pay to lie about this thing? Like, you think I'm coming to the doctors to, like, make this up?
well, that's the thing, is just, it just makes me, that's why I have PTSD from going to a doctor, is because I'm young. I was young.
I was like, when?
I'm a woman. And so they automatically just think that you're like that.
Yeah. It's the judgments. Nobody can give proper care because you're immediately, as soon as you open the door, you're judging a person based off of everything. Age, gender, all that. And I even see it with, like, you know, shit like my wife will take the car to this one mechanic, and he gave her a bill for like it was an estimate for like $5,200, and then we took it to the mechanic we knew, and it was like, yeah, you need like an $800 piece. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like the whole Dane Cook joke when he's like, you got a unicorn bouncing around in your muffler, it shot through your fucking, like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like, you're just making up. That's not even a fucking item in the cart. And I looked up all of the parts that you have with the part numbers, and it was literally 1/8 of the price.
But that's the thing. I don't know. I just
Not Virgo. They take advantage.
see like for me personally, she said it, but it creates her anxiety, which makes her faint, and she faints for attention.
His aunt.
I mean, well, I don't know.
Yo,
that
fainting would suck. Side note, fainting would suck. Like, I'm 260 pounds. Well, 257.
some people have POTS and they faint, like, or sometimes that I know actually a lady, she had for 10 years a tumor in her head, but they said nothing was wrong with her. Nothing. They ran all kinds of tests.
Except for the one that looks in her brain.
Guess not. But apparently she kept saying, I have headaches, and they kept saying it's just anxiety. Finally, they take they look a little, I guess, a little bit deeper or whatever, and she's had a tumor for 10 years. And there was another one too, I think she had a tumor in her ovaries,
Yeah.
like, or somewhere down there, but she kept complaining that her stomach was hurting.
Yeah.
And they all said, it was just take some antacids, or it's just anxiety and all this other stuff. And she and that was for like 5 years she had that, I think.
Yeah.
And finally, it was like the size of a golf ball by the time that they finally were like, "Oh, you have
Holy
one."
shit. Yeah.
Growing,
I don't
and
care.
for 5 years, she even said that she wanted to. She went home just thinking like, "Oh, it's just my anxiety," like trying to play it out, but it wouldn't go away. And so finally, she went again to a different doctor, and it was like size of a golf ball by the time they got to it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, they just
I
let
think-
it, like, you shouldn't be able to fucking practice anymore after that. Like, yo, you just didn't give a shit. You let this happen. That gets dicey though too, because like there's some stuff that just gets missed, you know.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Virgo. What's up, Virgo? So lucky to find peace in music and video games. Yeah. During deployment, I listened to old school jazz and R&B, and it just kept me calm. Yeah, big time. Yeah, peace in video games. That's a big one. Because I know we can get the opposite out of it, but I think even doing this as a job, I still get that, like, it's still a good, it's nice to be able to be in a different world for a little bit.
Yeah.
To be something different, and, you just get to kind of, you're not worrying about paying bills for that amount of time that you're engaged in a firefight, or you're not, like whatever game you're playing, whatever you're doing for that amount of time, like financial problems, all this stuff kind of goes away, and you get that peace of mind, just feeling a lot at ease. Just paying for the long part. Yeah, so Dimitri, fucking the fucking anxiety and having like acid reflux and shit together. Ho-ho. I got those 2 meds. Those are 2 there on the list. I feel that. It definitely, I have thought, and this is back before I was getting medication, when I actually didn't want to be here, kind of thing. There's been times where I really thought that I was it was the one. I thought like it's fucking happening. The heart attack is happening. It usually I didn't even put two and two together because I didn't have any skills for panic attacks before. I didn't know what to do during them. So
Yeah.
I didn't associate the panic attack with the chest pain.
Right.
I just thought I was dying. So
Right.
that just makes you panic even more until like that little bit of calm happens where I'm like, well, I'm going to fucking die. And then everything got calm. And then all of a sudden the chest pain went away.
Yeah.
Well, it went away because my anxiety was dropping because I was calming myself down because I thought I was going to die. That's the cycle. Like, realize you're not going to die. Anxiety fires back up. Then you think it goes back down.
I completely understand that part, like the heart pain and stuff. Like I fibro, so whenever he had asked me, has your chest been hurting any? And I'm like, I just have fibromyalgia. It hurts all the time. I never
Yeah.
think that it's a heart attack. But it's, you know, just like the other day, not the other day, but you know, I thought I was having just an anxiety attack whenever I was not like able to breathe and stuff. So I would just try to calm myself, but it just that's why I'm like, I know this is not like just like
Yeah, because you know what that right. You know what that
Exactly.
feels like.
exactly like that's why I'm like wanting to go and take care of myself. So I completely I understand the like trying to figure out what my mental state is, you know what I mean? Like try to think like, okay, well maybe it's just this, or
Yep.
like with my panic attacks, like I have been getting them a lot more lately, and but I know it's a panic attack. It's not like I'm dying, or
Right.
because I know.
Yeah, you've hit the stage of the skill set knowing that this is a panic attack, and now I kind of know what I need to do a little bit to help
Exactly.
it. And
Exactly.
that was always the biggest thing, was finding these Danny said it, mental struggle is real, but the hardest thing to do is accept that you have it and need help with a mental disorder. Big time. But the craziest part is mental health help is just like taking medication. It's just like getting a splint put on, or a cast, or you know, having a filling putting in your tooth, or anything like that. It's the same thing. Just because you can't see it. I used to be the one on the other side that like addiction was a choice. Mental health could be fixed by putting your nose to the ground and not focusing on it. I was one of those people. So now knowing the complete other side, it's like, this is something that you need to be that needs to be looked at just like you broke your fucking arm. That's what it does. Almost, and I don't want to put you above that, because the broken arm's like instant trauma, and then it's got to get fixed now, and mental health is prolonged trauma. But if you don't start healing that, the panic attacks are heart attacks. Everything you have is more exacerbated and focused on a higher level because you haven't learned any skills to fight it. Like,
Right.
now I know, before a panic attack gets to happen, I feel what happens to my body because I've gone through therapy to the point of I've learned to focus on my toes and the way that the hairs on my neck feel, and all of these like intricate feelings. I know when a panic attack's going to happen, and I can immediately start implementing the skills and the tools that my therapist has taught me. And then if I go through all those skills and tools and I still can't get out of it, I have a I need it right now anxiety pill that I take that can take it away. But I go through all those fucking skills beforehand because I go to my counting. I start counting shit. I start doing everything because I look at that mental health and that panic attack like, yo, you're my bitch now. I know you're trying to take me over like you do every time. You're trying to make me feel like I'm a different person, but guess what? I got some fucking ammo and I figured out how to use this, and we're working on that. And we're getting better.
Yeah.
But it's the work. It's the work.
Exactly.
It's the put in the work.
Day, it's just like and it's sad sometimes that we have to feel like I just want to go to sleep.
Always. For a long, like for a hibernate.
Yeah.
Like
Because I deal with it every day.
yeah.
You know? And some days are fine when I'm playing, and you take your mind off of it. Like literally when I'm playing and streaming, like not only am I like able to talk and connect with people, but my mind is off of what I'm going through at that time.
Yep. It's relief is the greatest feeling in whatever forms you can get it in. And that is also toxic too. That's how addiction happens. So this is where, like, using things like this is a relief for me. If we didn't have anybody coming here, I'd still want to do this with you, because this is a fucking great relief. Like, it's a good feeling, and I'm trying to replace some of the bad habits of my coping skills, because they're ingrained and embedded in there so deep that when I can't think at all, my brain automatically goes to like, yo, remember this.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So taking all the things that we're learning and all the things of the relief that you can get from positive stuff is a huge help, and puts the space between the negatives a lot further apart than they used to be. I mean, like today, just killing it. Like I told you, I was doing all that stuff, getting ready. Fucking, I felt like I did my part today. I've had a good day. But right before that, I tried to look myself in the mirror and like pump myself up for tonight. And for some reason, my mind and I kept telling myself, like, why do you think that you're important? Like, why does that go through our heads? I was sitting there going like, why do you think that this is a fucking big deal? Like, you're nothing. And I'm like, why are you saying this to yourself? So then I go back to the positives, like I reinforce those again. But like, fuck, like you just snuck up on there, asshole.
Yeah. No, I will say I had negatives too. It's just like is something you want to keep going, but then you're just like tired, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but then it gets ingrained in you that you have a bigger
Purpose?
yes, you have a bigger purpose at your life in doing this than laying in the bed.
That's
Just
beautiful.
And so that's what made me come in here and turn my computer on, because I was tired. I literally slept like a lot today.
Yeah.
And but I just feel like there is a reason why I'm like this, or that we're doing this. Like, there's a bigger purpose. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there is something bigger that we are doing, even if it's just for one or two people.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like it's that purpose of helping someone, and that's what made me get up.
And I try to push it to it's worth it to help myself as well. Like, if this makes me feel better and helps me, that's good enough reason to get up too. We put ourselves aside so much, but like, I love doing this, and I also selfishly love doing this. Like, I selfishly love it because it's just I just feel better. I feel better. The next day I feel better, but all fucking day I was here with it. I'm fucking here, and I know, because we know once it starts going, we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
every time, and it's never gonna change. Every fucking Thursday is gonna be the same thing for as long as this goes on. It's gonna be the same goddamn thing every time, and I'm gonna be freaking out all day, and then we're gonna hit the button, and we're gonna be laughing and fucking having a good time, and then and we're gonna have awesome people in here to talk to.
Mhm.
But it's that whole it's getting like in my head right now. I'm like, yeah, I fucking beat you, you prick. like right, like so many times I would have backed away from it and been like, fucking, I'm out, but not this time. Jesse with the 55 biddies, baby.
Oh,
Night Stoop,
Night Stoop.
love you, brother.
Let's talk about the male stigma. I think that's a good one to go into as well. Hey,
You want like household?
not only household, but I mean, yeah, you could go with that too. Because men have feelings too. It's not just women, you know. Um, uh, yes, I can be quite selfish with how I want to be treated. But only because of where I've been.
Yeah.
So I'm like it I if I'm not getting enough attention or something, I'll tell him, but
Oh, I do too.
but but that's the thing, it's because it's where I've been. And so the thing with men, like s- like you guys have like such a bigger
Thank you, Jolene, for the 210.
a lot more on your shoulders, I guess you could say. Like you have to be the provider. You have to be the uh
No, I know what you're saying. Like we're required to more like grit it and bear it kind of deal. It's I don't think more is on our shoulders. I think we're not allowed to display what that weight makes us feel.
Yeah.
That's been kind of the biggest thing growing up. And there's certain times that yes, there's times you have to put your feelings down and tuck them away. That's pretty much all military training is learning how to fucking, in the heat of the moment, you have to take all your emotions, shove them away, and make a thoughtful like a intellectual decision about what to happen. So you take that and you carry it in life. Growing up, you always don't be a girl. That's a phrase that's said. There's just crazy shit that's said that goes one way, shits on one way and shits on the other way, and is not at all beneficial at all. like even being a pussy is a phrase that drives me crazy. Cause like, yo, if anybody ever read anything about the fucking vulva, like, holy shit, it's like the strongest thing in the world. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that is the worst phrase ever. It sounds tight though. Like, stop being a pussy. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds good.
yeah, actually it does, because sometimes I'll tell myself that. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes right before, like, if I am like going outside and trying to walk, or like I was like, just fucking do it, you fucking pussy.
Oh yeah,
And
I say to stuff all the time. Mom's
But-
like, you say pussy?
But that's literally what I tell myself. I'm like, "Look, stop being a fucking pussy. Fucking do it."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no, like,
Suck it up.
that's another
That's the
thing
other
with
one.
like having a chronic illness is just like if you look well, you're faking it. If you look too sick, you're also faking it. So it's just like a whole little cycle. But
Mhm.
I think With Whip
Virgo, yeah.
is a very quiet. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
he is very quiet on what he goes through. He
Mhm.
like for me personally, I'm a helper. Like
Yeah.
I love him, and like if he needs help, like I'm like, hey, do you need something? And he's like, no, I'm good. And I understand like his mentality on that, but then I'm like, I'm also your girl. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have
Yeah.
your your back regardless. That's who I am. That's what I do for you.
It's the battle of the stubbornness.
Yeah.
It's the battle of the upbringing. It's I don't wanna burden her.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that because Chris might hear it. He's gonna say something that he's in the basement after I punched him in his throat.
Virgos. I feel that I always tell myself and my family that I'm not allowed to feel down and depressed because they will suffer if I can't work. Yep. Men can't cry is a horrible concept. We aren't allowed to be emotional. Like I have emotions too, so I put a lot of that in my music, says Sterling. Big time. That's and I'm gonna be honest, and this is not a jab. This is me like giving a virtual hug out, Virgo. Like that is the worst feeling. And I understand it, and it sucks because I'm getting out of that part of my life. And that first time you reach out to go start making steps towards the right direction and being able to feel again. I don't know if you've read Jason Wilson's book, Battle Cry. Battle Cry is one of them, and then something else. But it's a great. Jason Wilson is one of the most influential men I've ever fucking heard about. Here, I'm gonna just bring up him on the screen real quick because this is perfect on the male shit here. He's got 2 books. They're fucking fantastic. They're called Battle Cry and Cry Like a Man. These ones right here. He's just a phenomenal person, and he really starts giving you the abilities to open up yourself to allowing yourself to feel and to be vulnerable, understanding when you need to close it off and how to let that valve open slowly. He's just a very, 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 I mean, these 2 books have done wonders for me as a man. And it's hard because I don't ever want to like take away from anybody else's feelings and stuff. But right now there is an issue going on where for the last 5 years, men have just been attacked and kind of destroyed. Yeah. And now we're having this moment where like fucking male suicide rates are up in children, in adults. You like we're killing it on all, we're at the top of every goddamn statistic, all the goods and all the bads, like we're hitting everything. So watching these women come out and support guys and start talking about and calling out other women for the toxicity that they bring to the table on social media about how we're just kind of a fucking laughing stock and it's a joke. Like, because I'm a straight white man, I'm not allowed to be depressed and everything. Like, these feelings I shouldn't feel as a person because we're all people. That's how this whole new direction is. You have to be able to feel freely. You have to be able to understand it and know that when you start opening up and being yourself, the connection that you have with your family grows exponentially. I can't tell you like how close I am to my girls because I openly talk about my depression with them and how much better I am towards my wife because I don't go sit in the bathtub and cry in the corner so that she doesn't have to hear me and see me. Like all these things that like all this work and over and you're just trying to do like it's work and it's hard as fuck, but it's got to happen because we're out here offing ourselves like it's nothing.
Yeah. Well, I know with Whip, he doesn't talk a whole lot. Like I know I keep reiterating that, but it's true. And like I'm not I can ask him what's going on a million times, but he will never like he won't talk about his day.
Yeah.
He sometimes he will, but not all the time. Like sometimes he's
You
like,
know why? If he had a shitty day, he doesn't want to bring that back to you.
but that's the thing with me is like I guess because I want to be involved.
Yeah.
Like I because I care for him,
Yeah.
you know? So it's just that like I want that with him. Does that make sense? Like I want
Absolutely.
I want a connection with him because I love him. But he's very shut off and sometimes and so like it's I don't think I've ever really talked to him about it because of stuff in the past
Yeah.
with just the PTSD from all of that. So it's a lot different with him. So I mean I just don't want him to feel like he's not enough or he's not doing enough because he does a whole lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when he was working prior to him getting his being raided, he was working a whole lot while I was here. And so it made it I knew how hard his job was. And he was a streamer on top of that. And at
Yeah.
first, like I would say, like, you know, like I feel like in a relationship with like him and his friends sometimes. Like we don't spend any time together because he's always working or streaming, which, you know,
Yep.
like but now it's I was in the mentality of like, you know what, like at least he's doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or now he's, you know, he's been rated and he's making time and everything. So it's a lot has changed, but I know he had a lot on his shoulders. I mean, there are times when he was out at the port for like 17 hours.
Yeah.
You know,
Those are
it's
fucking
hard.
days right there. Those are tough. And no matter what, like I think it's kind of ingrained in us. We'll always feel like we're not doing enough.
Yeah.
I think that's just I don't know if it's just built into our DNAs of just how we as somebody who is in a relationship, that kind of thing, we always feel like we need to do more. Virgo said he might be afraid that you may see him as weak. That's big because Dimitri said it's hard to share sometimes too when things are shitty, because at least for me, I already feel at fault for every bad thing that happens, that by bringing that to my partner, I feel that I'm just making things worse for them too. So this is a double whammy here, and I'll tell you how I found out that was I fucked up with that thinking. If your significant other was hurting, would you want them to come to you and tell you about it? Yeah. Absolutely. So why do we do the exact opposite thing to them? Because out of goodness of our heart, we think that we're protecting them from our pain, right? I don't want my pain on her. I know how bad this hurts. I don't want her to feel this. I don't want her to know what this feels like. So I'm gonna just bottle this bad boy up, and I'm gonna go drink myself stupid every night and try to forget.
Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're depriving him of the ability to help you heal. So I try to force myself to not feel bad for bringing her things, but to feel bad for when I hide them from her.
Yeah.
Because I deprive her the ability to help me feel and to help me heal. And there's times where I'm like, I need you to get the fuck away from me. I just got to do it on my own. She understands that that's legit, but she had the ability to help me feel. So it's okay. So now consciences are clear. We're good to go.
Right.
But it's always this, every time when it comes to emotions, feelings, and how we express things, it boils down to taught behavior, pridefulness, and the inability, the not wanting to hurt other people and thinking that our problems actually hurt other people. Just because I'm an empathetic person and I can feel your pain doesn't mean I don't enjoy that feeling, right? I hate that you're in pain. That's the part that sucks. But I love that I can connect on a level with people and understand deep down in a literal feeling sense, I get you.
Right.
It's
I
hard
feel
to
that
fight that.
So many levels right there.
Yeah.
Chris said because that's why we couldn't understand what when he came in here, you throat punched him and you did.
It's hard to fight that impulse. Like you sit there and think, well, I can handle and push through it, but they can't. And I think that thinking gets dangerous because it doesn't make them an equal in the relationship. Exactly. That's exactly. Excuse me. We've been together for 17 years, me and my wife, and it's not been 17 years without the fucking ups, downs, lefts, rights, goods, bads, everything. I mean, that's how it is. The only thing that I fully regret in my relationship is hiding how deep my pain was for as long as I did. I've made stupid mistakes and done stupid things in our relationship. But the one thing that I really regret is imploding and exploding myself while I forced my significant other to sit idly by and watch me destroy myself. Like that's just not fair for anybody. That made me feel so fucking bad. Even though out of the goodness, it was out of what I thought was doing the manly thing. I thought I was doing the right thing. Push it down, suck it up. Just if it'll go away if you don't focus on it.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. And I know that every piece changes for a different person, like little pieces of that changes, but the staple is the same for pretty much every person that's in a committed relationship or has loved anybody in their life. They've loved them enough to want to protect them from their pain. So they've hid shit. Right?
I know. I mean, I'm even guilty of, like, if he hurts my feelings and doesn't know, then I don't say anything. I will not say anything. He will just look at me sometimes and he's like, or if I sniffle, he's like, I can see him.
Oh yeah. He knows your sounds when you're pissed.
Yeah, so I try not to even look at him or like, because I don't want to talk about it. Like I'm so scared of communication.
Yeah.
Like I want it. Trust me, I want communication, but I'm scared.
It's jumping off that fucking cliff into the quarry. Like, you know it's gonna be fun. You're gonna jump off that cliff and you're like, fuck yeah. But like, you run up to it, you're like, I want to fucking do it, but shit, that's a long way down. That's a drop right there.
Exactly.
We're our own worst enemies. That's really what it is. You could sit there and be like, well, how come he doesn't notice that I'm upset? Well, does he not care about me because he's not noticing that I'm upset? It's like, I'm showing it too much. I'm gonna not do that. You know, there's so many, and you guys have an entire different playbook that you guys run off of. We haven't still gotten it yet. Nobody gave us the copy of that. Like, you're the Bill Belichick of emotions. Like, trick plays on the fucking goal line all day. Just when we think we're out the gates and we're doing the right thing, you're like,
It's true, but I think now I never wanted to be that partner to always nag on someone, you know? Like
Yeah.
especially on him. Like I let him play, you know what I mean? And I'll just ask him, I'm like, hey, do you want to watch a movie tonight? Or, you know, or just stuff like that. And he will. He
Yeah.
will. But like I don't want to be a nagging partner
But
because
you're
I
gonna
want
be.
well, that's what I
We
don't
all are.
that bad.
Right.
Okay.
But you will be. Like, that's how relationships go.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, hey, did you put out the trash? Or hey, did you remember to do this? Or you know, stuff like that. I understand that, but it's not to the point to where I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we both have stuff that we're
Yeah.
like, if I'm cooking, get out of the kitchen, or if he's cooking, he's like, get out of the kitchen. Like it's that
You've made it.
Yeah.
That's it. If you figured out get the other fucking person out of the kitchen, you're fine. Golden.
He'll always tell me he's like, because look, I know like you're not supposed to put the macaroni pasta in there and then put the water in and put
Stop.
it on
Stop.
the stove,
Stop. Stop it.
turn it on.
Stop it.
I know,
Don't
but
tell
I
me you do that.
it's faster. It's faster.
No, it's not. See, and here's the thing. Scientifically, it's not fucking faster, and I can prove it to you. I'm not even going there. But I have this fight with my wife too. So you know what? You're fucking wrong.
It's because you can just put it in there and leave it. You know what I mean?
It doesn't work that.
It's not an extra step. It's not an extra step. He's like directions. He's like, no.
Do you know
This
how
is
long it? So do you know that water from cold or hot gets to boiling at the same exact time if it's on the same exact heat? Did you know that?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't. Right? So how the fuck you think you know about boiling pasta before it's like do you know how long it takes water to get to 212 degrees, which is the maximum temperature it can reach without altitude? If you don't know these things, that is exactly why you wait for the water to boil.
Oh my god.
Court's busting his balls. She's pushing the correct buttons. Yeah, like you brought up the fucking. She brought up pasta. Like, you know, you could get me raged out on pasta. Virgo says, as a black man raised by a single mom, I was always taught to be tough and man up. Same thing in the army. Now I'm just stuck with a gut full of pain. Mortal Kombat is fun though. Yeah. Like, and honestly, like, I can't really talk on it because I'm not a black man, but like from a lot of my black friends, it seems like it's something that's kind of gone through that community, is this mentality. And I think that's partly why I really appreciate Jason Wilson too. And especially Juice WRLD. Everybody knows I'm still not off of, I still listen to Juice WRLD every second of every day that I'm have music going. But he brought in this like genre of emo rap to come in, and like it was really nice to be able to show black guys that you could be vulnerable, because vulnerable is strength. Like, it is okay to be vulnerable. That's the strongest shit you can do. When you let your vulnerability out, like, that's the hardest thing to happen. So that's the strongest you can get. And that's something that we have more and more people really pushing into that. And I think that if we keep going this direction, we can hopefully help the future generations stop dealing with how the feeling on the inside went. Yeah, look, these guys with the kitchen sheet. No, you're good nuts, but also not the kitchen where things are sharp and hot. Yeah. Courtney's the only Asian that can't cook rice.
Asian and Puerto Rican. You
I
would
know,
think
like,
I cook rice correctly.
it's hard enough just to say Asian, and then like you throw the other race with the best rice. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like my grandma actually like showed me. My mom too. They both showed me.
Yeah.
It's just like the finger method actually works.
It's fucking.
Whip says that he still doesn't like it, even though I use the finger method.
That's all right. So, you know what? Like it's okay. It's okay because it's probably trash. But you know,
Hold up. He will agree.
conversation. Gonna grab that book tomorrow. Yeah, it's fantastic. I got it on paper and then also audiobook because I'm gonna actually read that book this week. This month. I got a month to read the first Diablo book. But I like to go to sleep listening to those like positive books because it drowns out the tinnitus, and also I feel like if you're programming your brain in your sleep to be positive, you can wake up in a better way. Like if you're already listening to somebody tell you you're awesome and shit, it's just gonna naturally keep going. I mean, there's some times where I'm like, I fucking don't want to be positive. I'm done with it today. Like you can get there. Like there's days where I'm just like, I'm not in positivity mode today. I'm fucking taking a depressed day. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I will say sometimes I get overstimulated very fast, especially because I cannot process things.
I held back a huh yeah so bad. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I
Good
mean,
night,
it's
Jolene.
night, Jolene.
Go ahead. I'm sorry I derailed you there.
I had to grasp it again, but
Overstimulated.
stimulated. It's a thing like I get frustrated and I get like I'm just like to the point to where I'm almost angry. I'm like I gotta go lay down, otherwise I'm gonna get angry for no reason. It's
Yeah.
just because if you tell me one thing and then you're trying to tell me other things at the same time, I get confused and I'm just like,
Yep.
what's going on? And so I just get
So much
angry.
going on and nothing going on at the same time where you're just like, fuck.
It's so stupid. Like it's so stupid that I get that upset, but it's because I'm just overstimulated. I'm just like,
So it's not stupid because it's a thing that happens. That
but I
we,
feel that.
but you can't control your emotions. You can only control your reactions to emotions, right? So it's not a choice on whether you get overstimulated or not, but you now have a baseline to go off of is how am I going to fit this in my life, and what am I going to do to calm some of the things that happen down when I'm freaking out. What can I do in this moment that brings me back and grounds me? Right? Like, and that's why I like stopping you when you say things like this is stupid and stuff, because it's not stupid. It's just, it's one more test and one more thing that you have to do to work on that aspect of your life.
Yeah.
It's not fair sometimes. Like other people have to work on stuff that's, you know, not as hard or harder or whatever, but everyone's working on something. So nobody's shit's stupid. Jamie's shit's stupid. Like, no, just kidding.
So back to the tinnitus thing. So you listen to stuff?
Yeah.
So I
have to
have like a fan or like Whip. He has a humidifier for us, and I have to have like some kind of sound because I have it too, and also like I don't necessarily go to sleep with positive audiobooks, but I watch Bobby Poff gaming and watch Call of Duty. So I mean,
absolutely.
You know.
Everybody has a, like, you have a different way of doing it, and that's your positivity. That's your, you know, way of doing things to help bring that goodness. It's, you know, some nights where I'm just really upset and I just listen to music when I go to sleep. Some nights I'm watching Seinfeld, and that's like my go-to because like feels great. Yeah. No soup for you. No.
And that was good.
Yeah, Danny fell asleep with me. Yeah. Autobooks roll out. Yeah. That's very deep. Yeah. It's something that and every day I learn little things about my brain that I can implement on the next day. That's the thing. Is the other day I yelled at, I got so mad because I was just annoyed, and I yelled at my daughter, and then instantly I was like, what the fuck, you're not even yelling about anything that has to do with things that they have to be disciplined on or safety, which is kind of like my rule.
Yeah.
So I spent the next 30 minutes trying to reel back from my yell, and we played and hung out, and I encouraged her to keep doing what she was doing because I was out of line that I yelled. But in my previous time, I would have spent the whole time being mad at myself for the yell, but now I can praise myself for the fix too. So I can address, see what I'm doing wrong as a parent in that moment that felt wrong. I didn't feel like I used my tone the correct way. So I spent the the next half hour trying to rectify that and showing her that it was really okay, and talking to her that, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell. I was just frustrated. This happens. It wasn't anything you did. Yeah, and then there's other times I'm like, listen here, you little fuck.
Parent though. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like everybody is like, "Oh, you shouldn't yell at your children." Da, da,
Yeah,
da,
fuck
da.
that.
But
Kids are fucking animals. Yell at them all day.
I will just say, like, like
You know fucking bullies? You know fucking bullies? Kids who don't get disciplined. That's who fucking bullies kids. Kids who can do whatever they want. Or no, okay. Discipline and abuse are two different things.
exactly.
Bullies that are abused, yes. Abused, yes. Disciplining is doing something to get a good outcome out of it, to teach a lesson or a skill. Abuse is fucking abuse, you know. That's legit. Because that's a big big contributor to fucking
a lot.
bullying.
Yeah. It's sad too, those kids that sometimes they're like, a lot of times kids in foster homes,
It's always a fucked situation. The foster
Yeah.
home stuff is very it's for everyone there's three bad, you know. It's a in and out, you get passed around all over the place.
that's the thing, is like,
No real love.
yeah, that's all they know. And so they then go to the next one, they're just like, "Psh, you're just gonna
Yeah.
toss me away too." So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
it it feels so bad for just human beings that have to live like that.
Yeah.
You know, have to feel. I'm so thankful for my life, that, my mom, if I'm so thankful for her.
Oh yeah.
I
Those are all awesome people right there. Virgo, thank you so much for the gifts. Oh, thank
say
you.
thank you, and it's not even, I forget.
Say it. Fucking throw it out. I mean, like, we're gonna eventually make this into its own fucking page. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I just enjoy, like, I know our time will come. You know what I mean? Like, it'll come. Like, I feel like there's purpose for this,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll get that. I now that we have 2 podcasts, I can go and actually start our podcast. So to put it on Spotify and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Yeah, guys, we're gonna be making this available on Spotify, so that you can listen to it. That's why, if you notice, like, we don't hit every comment that comes in. Like, we see everything you're saying. We're both in the chat. We just don't hit every single one. We're just pulling out of the chat for conversation continuation, and it's great. So it's like having that vibe of you guys talking together and then coming in like this is is perfect. I think it's going really well. Dimitri said I used to work in daycare. Children need to get yelled at every now and then. I've watched kids just smash each other made just to feel alive. Yeah, dude, my wife's a director of a daycare, and she's been in that field for her whole, like, out of college life. Holy fucking shit. Kids are pieces of trash.
They really are.
Like, I'm sorry.
Here, I know.
They're fucking, there's so many trash kids out there. It's not even funny. And when I say that, I mean there's trash parents. Like, yes, I understand kids are in control of their actions too, but I've been winging it as a parent. I didn't know how to do this. We don't take classes, and I feel like my kids are growing up pretty well. So you just kind of hang out with them and then discipline them when they need to, and then it works out. It's not too hard. When you just kind of let your kid go, oh, he's going through a phase. No, fuck Jimmy. He needs to not put his hands on my daughter because she's bigger than him and she'll kick the shit out of him.
It's true. I will say, I had a kid just like tell me, hey, and I literally looked at him and he threw a rock at my face.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, yeah. They
kid running around the park going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm like, I look at it like, no, fuck you. You piece of he's like fucking 7. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. Fuck your kid. Kids are fucked up. They are.
Understanding. Get better. I mean, I've never. I've never had...
Kid. Absolutely. They learn quick.
Oh, I mean, I have a dachshund.
It's the same thing.
I was gonna say she's
same
like
fucking thing.
I had to pull the dogs apart the other day because they were getting one was getting a little bit more attention. I was like, oh my god. Dad, if you knew that Ava could just bite you in half and you'd be done, like, but because they never, I can leave them by themselves and they're fine,
right?
But when my grandma comes, she has food,
right? You know what? Doesn't make a difference. My two girls, they're eating quesadillas today at the table. Amelia, she's pulling the quesadilla apart and trying to eat the cheese. I go, yo, you gotta eat the outside of the fucking quesadilla too. She goes, Dad, I'm gonna eat the cheese first and then the outside. I'm like, all right, dude, you do you, boo. And then my other daughter runs in the room and goes, Dad, I'm also gonna eat my cheese first. And I go, you fucking said you were full just a second ago, okay? Don't come in here trying to take the spotlight. Like, if you don't talk about it, be about it. You want to sit down, eat the fucking eat it. Children are a mess, but sometimes it's not their fault. Show me and anger them, and they project it out. Yep, absolutely. That's what I mean. Parents are very, very much responsible with the way that their children act in school. Just a ball of rapidly growing brain goo that produces nonsense and they act on it. Yeah. And then they're just like drunk people walking around for like 2 years of their beginning of their life. Just like, look at me, I'm a baby. Fucking
give me my milk.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have it. My kid literally looked at me and goes, Dad, can I have chicken nuggets and french fries? I go, absolutely. I'm gonna go cook them. Not 3 minutes later, she goes, Dad, is the chicken done yet? I go, what the fuck? I'm preheating the toaster oven. Get out of here. They need it now. It's instant. I need it now. Yes. So they're just like dogs. Same thing.
Especially if you have a treat, they're gonna knock you over for that treat. Hi,
Michelle.
Michelle.
Just a snap. It's a Cheetos thing.
So.
Oh shit. That's fucking. Once when I was 2, I called my mom a bitch and told her to give me another hot dog. See, as an adult, that sounds hilarious. Like, yo, bitch, give me a hot dog.
My dad do it when I saw him one. Oh my word.
Yeah, see, that's learned behavior right there.
Oh my goodness. Ay, man.
Yeah, you definitely deserve that. Absolutely. I didn't, that's one word I didn't say. Now, my dad never hit me, but when he yelled, I didn't need to get hit because, like, that shit was legit. Like, when the yell happened, I was like, fuck me. Oh, shit. Oh,
When
no.
You hear that whole name coming out. It's about.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Oh.
if you want to how you want to end it, but I
Now?
have little quotes that we could roll off of, and
I
so that
love
way
it.
you can know if you want to raid someone. But it's okay if today wasn't your favorite. Tomorrow is a new one, and see rejection as redirection. Sleep on it.
I like that. Fucking like that. All right. So we did another extra hour this week. That's cool.
That we did.
I guess the threes is we'll keep saying 2, so it goes to 3 instead of saying 3 and then it goes to 4. This is fucking a half day of just talking. Thank you, Michelle. Let's see. Who do we got on? Who?
She's on.
Oh yeah, we're definitely rating her. Yo, hey, can you guys do me a favor? Listen, every time we do a raid in the other history, I don't care how long you stay in the person's room. I really don't. I always like it if we could just give them a little bit of love, and literally 5 minutes of your life is gonna give the streamer just the best time. Can you please drop some 5 minutes for this wonderful, wonderful person?
She's awesome. Oh, she's not live anymore.
What?
She just went off. Little toot. That
She
little
did.
toot.
Oh my god.
Did you already push the button?
I didn't know.
Okay. Well, I don't know who else. You have anyone? BTJ.
Yeah, let's go BTJ. Yeah. All right. Let's drop a little love for BTJ. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hold on, I'm gonna peep chat real quick one more time. Yeah, thank you guys again. Court next Thursday. Same thing. Same great
Every
time.
Thursday.
Yeah. This is the thing. We're doing it. Love you all. Love you, Court. I'll talk
Love
to
you,
you
everyone.
over on I'm gonna say hi to BTJ and then I'm gonna go eat some food.
Sounds good.
Have a
Same.
wonderful evening. Thank you for doing this with me.
See you next week.
Yep.
Or if we play Fortnite before that.
Oh, we're definitely going to. I gotta finish up the battle pass.
Alrighty. Bye.
See you later.